for me, you know, Semenuk's story is an amazing story. So maybe that's the highlight.
I agree.
This incredible downhill mountain biker has jumped off his bike and into a car and done what he's done. I was lucky enough to be in Ohio for the Southern Ohio in the middle of the year. That was a huge highlight. So many faces, just so much character, so much colour, and so many different cars.
Absolutely.
It is the best, second best, maybe joint best championship in the world to cover. It's great.
It's great fun. Semenuk, as you say, you know, his background is wonderful, his story is wonderful, as is Ken Block's. You know, Block's been around rallying for a very long time, big name in American rallying for ages. The one thing he hasn't done is secure a title this weekend. Could it be? Well, it certainly could be Block's weekend.
Of course it could, and it's not, you know, the Block story is not just Ken anymore. This is another really interesting part of the year, is the emergence of Leah Block and Ken's wife Lucy. You know, they are the Hoonigans are really coming now, aren't they?
The Hoonigans are in town, folks. Well, listen, it is going to be a wonderful conclusion to this year's ARA presented by DirtFish. But I think what we'll do, David, we'll have a little look back, shall we? And we'll see exactly how we got to this position where it's a fight to the finish between Semenuk and Block. Let's have a look back at the season so far. Round 1 was the Snowdrift Rally, one of those unique events in North America. Don't forget, snow and ice, but no studs on the tyres. Sensationally, Mark Biakowski and his rather modest Subaru took the win after the work Subaru driver Brandon Semenuk suffered a mechanical issue on the penultimate stage of the rally. Well, round 2 was the 100-acre wood rally. Semenuk would be avenged on this the very next round when he inherited the 100-acre wood win from Ken Block. Block, don't forget, debuting the 2C competition Hyundai World Rally car in the US. He dominated until he hit a deer on the final stage. And the resultant damage, well, that forced him to drop his pace and to fall into second place behind our winner Semenuk. We moved on to round 3, and that was the Olympus Rally. And well, things went from bad to worse for Block on this one. A terrifying head-on crash with a tree resulting in a huge 12G impact, and clearly no points from round 3. Instead, it was left for Semenuk to win once again, leading home his Subaru teammate Travis Pastrana. Round 4 was one of those classics on the ARA presented by DirtFish. It's the Oregon Trail Rally. And Block, well, he had it all to do, needing a win if he was serious about challenging for this year's championship. But that's exactly what he delivered in controlled and commanding style, shading the Subarus of Semenuk and Pastrana by just shy of a minute. Round 5 was the Southern Ohio Forest Rally, where Ken Block made it back-to-back wins in the ARA presented by DirtFish. But perhaps the highlight of the event was Will Hudson claiming an outright podium on his Rally 2 debut. And we headed east to Maine for round 6, where Subaru man Brandon Semenuk scored his 3rd win of the season, edging a clearly frustrated Hoonigan star Ken Block by less than a second in the New England forests. Round 7, well, that was a little bit of a damp Ojibwe Forests rally. And damp, well, that's a word that in particular Mark Williams will remember for quite some time. The battle at the front, well, that was between Pastrana and Block once again, and it was, as usual, intense, until an unfortunate mistake from Travis put him out of the rally and allowed Block to cruise to victory. Brandon Semenuk, while he was dealing with issues of his own, he managed to secure 2nd. And Texas Dave had a great run to 3rd, claiming that final podium position. The penultimate round of the ARA presented by DirtFish saw us head to the forests of Pennsylvania for the STPR. A tricky rally where Subaru's Travis Pastrana has had more crashes than finishes. However, it will be his title-challenging teammate Brandon Semenuk who got caught out this year, exiting the rally on only the 2nd stage. With Pastrana struggling to find the pace to mount a challenge, Ken Block took the win by over a minute, and on top of that, maximum power stage points. The returning Tom Williams took a fine 3rd place finish.
Well, as you can see, it's been it's been a tight battle all season long among multiple classes. But of course, we've focused on the top class quite a bit this year. You know, there's been multiple years we've had it come down to the last event. I remember 2017, 2013, it's come down to the final round to decide the winner. And we just love that in a championship.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I think it's easy to say, God, I feel like we were just at LSPR like half an hour ago, and then you watch that and you go, wow, it has been a very busy season. We started in snowy, cold Michigan. We're back in Michigan, and there's been a lot of drama along the way. And I think, you know, I don't know about you, but for me, starting the season knowing that we were going to have one of the fastest rally cars ever built in our championship, pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, a WRC car. I mean, we first saw it when McKenna brought one, and then Ken brought in the Hyundai i20. You know, these are the fastest rally cars that, to date, have ever been built. This is faster than Group B by a margin.
Oh, huge. I think everybody, you know, always wants to say, well, imagine if Group B was here, and then you have to remember, the Group A cars that replaced them were immediately faster than the Group B cars within, you know, 1 or 2 years. So to see now, I mean, this is Group B level aero, but, you know, with computers and wind tunnels and correctly designed. And then to watch Subaru USA take their car and be pushed so hard to develop it.
Exactly.
And then watching Brandon step up and push himself so hard this season, it's been absolutely incredible to watch them come to this point.
And it comes down to this one, of course, and Brandon's first time here, and well, several people, that was their first time here. We talked to Jeff Seahorn and several of the other competitors that were in your class, including you, for the limited four-wheel drive. Yes, the LN4 combined class. We went and chatted to a few of those at Park Expose, and here's a few words of what they had to say.
On the car, everything should be ready to go. The roads look amazing. Probably gonna be pretty slick, so we're probably just gonna go out and be careful and not try and set the world on fire and bring the thing home in one piece. So we have nothing to win, nothing to lose. We had a short season this year, no championship, but it's gonna be fun to get in and mix everything up and make some people not happy with how many points we're gonna take. So,
so that's the goal. Take points away from everybody else.
I'm not gonna enjoy it, but it's gonna be fun to watch them. So.
Well, I remember you were saying that you got a bunch of extra cooling and stuff that you're adding to the car. Well, looks like that might not be necessary.
Yeah, hopefully the cool ambient temps are going to keep the car cool. Yeah, new build, so I tried to re-engineer my engine cooling package and intercooler and got it wrong the first try, so I think we made some improvements and we should have some decent performance this weekend.
And so is it good preparation for next year?
Yeah, we stopped at Amsoil on the way over, and they're excited for next season, and hopefully everything, you know, plans out, and we have a good end of the year and a good 2023.
And so what to you is LSPR in a nutshell?
LSPR is Michigan in the fall, like the leaves and everything turning colors. It's very beautiful out there. It reminds me a lot of the Dirt 2. They actually call it the New England Rally in Dirt 2, but it looks a lot like LSPR.
Yeah, it does, except you can hit the reset button there.
Yes, reset buttons are way cheaper and way less time consuming. So we're not going to hit the reset button today.
Texas Dave Carapatian, we're out here at LSPR Performance Rally, championship on the line.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. You know, the old adage to finish first you must finish has never been more true than it has been in LN4 this year. We've had a lot of good talent in the class. We've had a lot of fun battles all season, and somehow none of us have ever managed to actually finish anything. And nothing like Honda reliability, huh? To see the Passport in first place, I couldn't be more stoked. Like, those dudes have crushed all year, and they deserve every bit of it. So we've got our work cut out this weekend to, you know, keep the car together, first off, with the series of exposed baby heads and large, scary rocks. Those stages look like they haven't been run in about 4 decades. I personally think they look like a ton of fun. I'm excited about it, and all the rest of the stages. I mean, these are some of the best stages in the U.S., some of the best in the world, and I just got back from Rally New Zealand, where literally the best stages in the world. So, yeah, I'm excited to be on fast, fun, flowing stages, and, you know, we're finishing the season off nice and cold, just like we started it.
Well, you know, actually thinking of Rally New Zealand, that was where they had, you know, the challenge for those up front. All of a sudden, the rain came back and the weather farther behind them. Do you think that's going to be an issue this weekend?
You know, I less and less so. I think the chances of rain have all but disappeared because it got too cold. You know, a little snow flurry here and there is fine, but yeah, you know, that's the oldest cliche. It wouldn't be a good season of rallying if we didn't say that's rally, right? So it'll be wet, it'll be gross, it'll be cold, it'll be lovely, and we'll all just be out here missing our buddy Al.
All right, and What does Lake Superior Performance Rally mean to you specifically? Because this is one of those epic events.
Yeah, I just watched this event for 20 years. I started rallying in 2004, and I didn't compete here until last year, and was like, what the hell was I doing with the past 2 decades of my life? I think it means a lot to everybody, one, because it's so beautiful. Obviously, this year is insane. We're just going through magical tunnels of yellow and red and every color of the rainbow. So that's super exciting, but it's also the finale. It's the end of the season, so everybody's kind of, it's like, you build this massive anticipation, especially now that we have the championships all coming down to the last round, which is what everybody wants to see. But we all know that we're going to get to go home and take a nice long nap after this one. Well, not Semenuk. He has to then fly straight back to Rampage and finish digging and then do, 37 backflips off of a 43-story, cliff or whatever the hell he does. But the rest of us are all going to go home and get some rest. So I'm thrilled. I know my guys it's like light at the end of the tunnel. They're all going to get to sleep in for once and not be working on this car every single day. We've got one of our techs has literally worked on nothing but this car since October of last year. Wow. So it's been a long year for him. So I'm excited for everybody to get some rest, and then see what we're gonna do next year.
All right, we're here with Chris Sladek. You are leading the LN4 class, man, in the Honda Passport. What a season!
Yeah, it's been an incredible season. I would be lying if I said we knew we'd be here at the end of the season. But we're super excited to be leading the championship going into this rally. It's one of my favorite rallies, and we're looking forward to utilizing the conditions to our advantage.
Dave Carpathian was saying about Honda reliability. That's what it's been all about. What do you think about this week under these conditions? Going to still be able to push it with the Honda reliability?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to definitely lean on the reliability, and we're always driving fast enough to keep everybody honest too. So we're going to keep pushing that mentality and see where it takes us.
Of course, the Lake Superior Performance Rally, one of the big events of the season. It caps off the championship. What does this event mean to you?
Well, this was where I capped off my first rookie season in our trusty Honda Fit, so it has a special place in my heart. It's always unpredictable, so I enjoy being challenged by this rally and the conditions, and just rolling with the punches of whatever the rally throws at us.
So, of course, night stages for this one makes it a little bit different from some of our other events. What do you think of those coming up?
I love night stages. Night stages are some of my favorite because I feel like it's very challenging to everybody, and we've always excelled in those adverse conditions. So I'm really looking forward to doing some more night stages.
Yeah, that's awkward.
That's right.
Awkward. Yeah.
Some of those words you said were very true.
Listen.
Sometimes you have to say that's rally.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm tired of that phrase. I don't ever want to hear it again. Spoiler alert, things went differently.
You're right,
weird.
Yes.
We probably don't want to spill all of what's happened to the rally, but I bet people can make some logical inferences based on context clues.
a little bit. But again, an iconic event. Great to see the championship coming down to it with LN4. We still don't even know, even right now, live, what's happened.
Truly.
I mean, it's so close.
We were just doing a ton of math, and there was calculators. There was we were pouring beakers and
right,
fluids,
exactly.
But we've also got two-wheel drive to decide.
Right, and the limited two-wheel drive Cup specifically, those cars, they're mostly stock. I mean, you can mess with the suspension, tires, brakes. Not much else.
But it's largely a factory car that you buy from the production, showroom. So we've got, Fiestas, all kinds of cars in that class. And where are we so far?
Well, that's the thing. We don't really know. But we got the Battle of the Iglesias at this one. We got Roberto and Santiago.
We should have practiced that. That's a hard one to say. The Iglesias.
Iglesias, yes. Anyways, here's what they had to say at Park Expose. We're here with Roberto Iglesias. Roberto, limited two-wheel drive championship couldn't be closer, man. And one last round.
Yeah, one last race. If you were to write the story, I would not believe it. Coming down into the last race of the season, 2 points apart between the top three. It's the stuff of great battle. So we're here. I am happy with every result. Just this has been an amazing battle all season.
So Lake Superior Performance Rally, it is one of the most iconic events on the championship. Tell us what this one means to you.
Last year I felt like I loved this rally, but I struggled to be able to be fast on it. And so this is a bit of a redemption rally for me on capping what has been a pretty good season. Every rally I've finished so far, I won in my class. And so I kind of want to cap it off that way. And feel like a bit of redemption that I can go fast, and seasons are hard to come by, championships are very hard to obtain, and so I kind of want to cap it off that way.
Well, and you've also had a pretty challenging year where sometimes you had to switch cars.
Yeah, the last race was crazy. We had a logistical problem and our car didn't show up, and so we had to scramble and try to race a different car. Even though that didn't work out, didn't last for too long.
All right, we're here with Alex Ramos, your second in the limited two-wheel drive cup. Man, what a championship this season.
Yeah, it's been crazy, especially for us after Ojibwe. We didn't know if we'd be here to fight for points, but here we are. We're lucky. We got a car. Our names are on it, so we're pretty happy just to even be here.
So tell us about what happened that made it such a challenge.
Well, it's been a really long season. We had a couple mechanical issues. We had one at 100 Acre Wood, so we dropped points there. We hit the stump at Olympus and finished that rally still. And then what happened in Ojibwe just totally took us out. So just a really hard year. But, I mean, racing against Roberto, that's kind of what was what was going to happen, just chasing him and just rally. So.
Well, the Lake Superior Performance Rally is one of the iconic events on the championship. Tell us what it's like being here, what this event means to you.
Yeah, no, it's my first time here, first time in the Upper Peninsula. It's definitely as pretty as people say. Even though I'm colorblind, I can see like all the bright colors. So it's been pretty rad on recce. So it'll make for some really good onboards, and it's it's a little bit cold for me, but no, you can't complain too much.
California man through and through.
Texas.
No, Texas. Well,
raised in Texas.
Ah, there you go.
Live in California now.
There you go.
Yeah, still not dealing with this snow. It was flurrying this morning. Yeah, not used to that. So Sarah is because she's Canadian, but.
So we're at Santiago Iglesias. It's kind of a battle of the Iglesias this weekend, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think I've gotten faster, so I'm really looking forward to it. And I got to bring it home for Al and rear-wheel drive.
Definitely, you know, everybody's talking about that, but this Lake Superior Performance Rally, it's one of the iconic events of the season. What's this one mean to you? You've driven this one many times.
I have, and I love it up here. The colors are great. I'm really excited to race out here.
And of course, you know, you versus Roberto, he's been very fast. He's registered national, you're regional, but you've known to be really quick and close to him.
Oh, I signed up national this time.
You did?
Yeah, I'm going to be the spoiler in the championship. That's what I'm going for. So we got me, Roberto, and Nick Allen. Any of us could win. Or, you know, it's so easy to get caught out here. We had some snow this morning. It might be a little slimy. Yeah, it's going to be an adventure.
Oh, wrong camera.
So that's two-wheel drive.
Yeah, two-wheel drive, limited two-wheel drive. Those cars, like I said, they're mostly production. Those guys are flying those things to the limit. You know, it's crazy that there's aren't more DNFs that they end up having because these roads are not kind to those cars, and they're not starting at the front. They're after they're being torn up by the open glass cars.
Yeah, exactly. They have to run through all the big ruts. They have to go over the giant baby heads that get pulled out in the line by all the four-wheel drive cars. You know, and as a rally school owner, there's nothing I love more than seeing the most production vehicles possible at the absolute limit, and those guys, like you said, just on this fine teeter-totter. But that's guys who are you know, managing the car, pushing it as hard as they can. Let's talk about the guys who have a little bit more equipment.
Well, that's the thing, you know, when you go from production to a purpose-built race car, when you've got Ken Block's WRC car that he's got, the Hyundai i20 WRC, when you've got the, you know, Subaru-built cars, the Rally 2 cars, these are cars that, okay, they might strip them down to a bare shell from what you get from the manufacturer, but it is then built up from scratch to be a race car.
Thousands of hours, all the most expensive and coolest components, all the cutting-edge stuff. Yeah, it's the top of the crop for sure.
All right, so that's when we, of course, caught up with the leaders of the championship, both Travis, Ken, and Brandon in Park Expose. Here's what they had to say coming up to this iconic event. Travis Pastrana. So, outside chance that you could come in second in this one. Not really in it for the overall championship. But are there any, like, team strategies going into this weekend?
Everyone's like, what are you going to do as a team? I'm like, there's not a lot I can do as a team, really at all. Rally's an individual sport. But we're going to go like hell, and I'm going to try to win this race because it's been all year, and we are still winless, which has been pretty much my worst year on record. We were just consistent for the first part and able to get that the rally lead, you know, after coming off a broken back at the start of the season. So definitely happy to be here. It's got, you know, all the conditions. You got snow, we got mud, we got dry. It's well, maybe not dry anymore, but we'll see what happens.
All right, we're here with Brandon Semenuk with the weather out here, a little bit of snow, a lot of wet. I'm guessing that's conditions you might be a little bit familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this position a lot, definitely racing in Canada a lot in the spring and fall, so These are all new roads to me, though. It's mega challenging. I know like Travis and Ken have done this event 10 times or whatever it is, so they'll be a little bit more familiar. But overall, I enjoyed the stages. We had a good recce, and yeah, the conditions are probably in my favor. It's going to be more challenging for everyone. Obviously, lots of places make mistakes, but I think in the wet, I've typically shown that I'm pretty competitive. So, fingers crossed.
You know, everybody's talking about the weather, but you've had kind of quite the opposites because you're also been doing rampage stuff as well as this. Then you have to go back.
Yeah, we came from the Utah desert, so 30 degrees there. I was getting sunburnt and came out here, and now it's snowing on us.
All right, and is there a specific stage out there that you think is going to be decided this weekend?
Oh man, any stage really. Today's stages are quite nice. There's definitely a few slippery ones, and then Saturday stages really tricky. Some of the ones they haven't ran since like 1975 or whatever it was. They're really rough, and obviously they've deteriorated over time. So there's a lot of embedded rock coming through, and easy to put the car off or just get a flat tire or anything like that there. It'll be tricky in these conditions no matter where we are.
And Lake Superior Performance Rally, you know, it's one of the epic events. It's your first time here. So far, what does this event mean to you?
Oh, it's just great to be here. I wish I made it last year. Obviously, there's the same conflict that we're dealing with this year. Yeah, it's awesome. It just, the roads look great, and I've always wanted to come and check it out and drive. So I'm stoked to be here finally. I wish I'd came earlier, knowing that now we're in a championship battle. But it is what it is. We'll push on.
We're here with Ken Block, leader in the championship. It all comes down to this one. What's it going to be like out there, you think?
I'm looking for it's probably going to be a long battle all weekend. Conditions are tough, but all I got to do is be ahead of Brandon, so that's what I'm looking to do.
So one thing I noticed is that, you know, you're second on the road. Do you think that's going to be an advantage for you?
You know what? There's only 3 of us in that top seated area, so I don't think there's an advantage really. There's no real big sweeping that happens with just 3 cars. I think a lot of it's just a confidence thing. I'm happy to be second on the road. Let him have to go open the road, which is just good for me. I can see his marks and kind of follow along with how hard he's pushing, that sort of thing. So I think it's good. I'm right where I want to be and looking for a good, tough day.
And some of these stages are familiar to you, although there's some very new ones out there too.
Yeah, I mean, I have a good advantage. I was here last year. I'm very familiar with these roads. I've won this rally 3 times, so I have a lot of confidence on these roads. And it's a tricky rally. It looks easy, but to find speed here is actually really quite hard. You got to know when and where to push. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that. And you know, just hoping it doesn't snow too much today because it is showing on the forecast. But that's rally. We'll deal with whatever comes at us.
Is tire choice going to be easier this one? Everybody picks offs?
No, it's actually going to be quite difficult. Temperature's a big factor. What we think the weather's going to do is going to be a big factor. So we're going to have to make a choice here in a couple hours as to what we think, you know, the best opportunity is going to be to try and get some grip and just go for it.
Wow, yeah. So those guys were definitely predicting some challenging conditions, and they definitely got them.
They got them 100%. You know, I think it's super amazing to look and you see Travis and Ken, who have been, I think people thought in, you know, say 2004 when they started competing, they might be a flash in the pan, and here they are 18 years later, still competing at the top level. But now we've got Brandon, who, you know, some people talk about him as like, oh, he's an up-and-coming driver, but he's been competing for, what, 8 years in rallying now?
Yeah, he's been competing for a long time, especially in the Pacific Northwest. You know, we've had him up, up in Canada, and then of course coming down to Oregon and to Olympus. So he's got a lot of experience up there. And then of course, doing the national championship the last few years, as well as now with Subaru. So yeah, a lot of experience there. But you want to talk about experience?
We got some guys with experience in the field.
Exactly. You know, we were definitely at Park Expose, and we talked to some of the most experienced drivers that you'll see out there. Guys that, you know, have been doing this for a long time.
We can call them legends. I think it's fine.
They are definitely legends. Take a look at this. Tim, dude, it is so great to see you out here in this classic car, and there's nothing you haven't done. You've been champion, you own a rally school, and look at this build. Are you excited about this weekend?
I am. It'd be nice if it was a little drier, but like you said, I've done a lot, but I haven't tried to drive an American car with rear-wheel drive in the mud flat out. So this is a good experience.
Tell us a little bit about this car, because it's something special.
Well, I chose it because it was the most ridiculous thing I could think of trying to do. And Wyatt Knox once told me, you got to get rear-wheel drive. That front-wheel drive stuff, four-wheel drive, no. You got to go with American old iron. So, and I was a young AMC mechanic back in the old days.
Really?
And I had one of these, and I ruined it. And so now is my chance to kind of redeem myself from all the damaged vehicles and all the things I destroyed. So by trying not to destroy this, I hope that I'll carry on the spirit of the American Motors Car Company.
So is there a little bit of a friendly competition between you and the other, shall we say, experienced gentlemen in the championship that are...
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, actually, I have a Hirsch shifter in my other transmission. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael and I are definitely going to battle here. Last year, he beat me by about a dozen seconds. So I've spent all year long working on this vehicle, so hopefully I can get that dozen seconds back. But also, he's been working on his car all year, so this is really good.
All right, we're here with Mike Hurst, the other member of the Experienced Guys Club, we'll call it. You guys are starting pretty close to each other and have looking forward to a pretty good battle this weekend?
Yeah, we had a really good battle last year. I think by the end of the rally, I kind of got him, and we separation was only 12 seconds, but we swapped back and forth the entire event, and it was a lot of fun. I think this year, though, I think he's entered nationally and I'm entered regionally, but we can still compare for bragging rights for the over 60 club. Yeah. Sure.
So this event, Lake Superior Performance Rally, it's one of the iconic ones on the championship. You've been here many times. Yeah. Tell us what this rally means to you.
It's kind of a tradition. It's like you try to stay away, but it's coming up here and feeling the nip of the air and the fall colors, and just the environment and the vibe. It's something if you don't, if you're a rallyist and you don't come up here, then you really miss it.
One other thing is, this car, it's a classic, a Ford Capri. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was a project started long ago by some guys in the Pacific Northwest, and also by the winery owner, Bob Olson, and he, several people worked on it. Jay Kimes worked on it. It kind of fell to me to kind of finish the project and get it running, and one thing led to another, and eventually it became my car. But it's a vintage Ford Capri, but it has modern parts. It has a modern Duratec Ford engine in it, and it's got modern suspension and big brakes and everything. So it just kind of it looks like the old car, but it has all modern parts.
So kind of a resto mod.
Right. Resto mod rally car. And I think you could probably say the same thing about Tim O'Neill's AMX. It's kind of in that same boat.
He said he did some upgrade parts to make sure that he can top you this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see. He should. He's 390 cubic inches, and I'm 140. So yeah, he by all rights, that should be a faster car. So, but faster car doesn't always win.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
I think we could kill, probably 2 or 3 hours telling stories about those two guys. I know I could, at least, for sure. But we've got some new exciting changes in the championship this year, and you caught up with Preston?
Yeah, Preston, the series evolves, over time. And, speaking of that, we had Tim O'Neill, who actually was the president of ARA to get it started. Yeah. But as the championships have evolved, we've come into this new season with these power stage points, which has been the deciding factor. And we talked to him about that right here. All right, we're here with the competition director for the American Rally Association, presented by DirtFish, Preston Osborne. First of all, I note you're wearing an Oregon Trail hat. Thank you very much for that.
Well, of course, it's my warm rally hat. If I'm given a good hat from a rally, I got to rep it. So.
All right, Preston. One thing that I've noticed that's so awesome is, we've had some different changes coming into this championship. We're going to introduce power stage points. We wouldn't have this battle coming down to the last round without that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a concept that we started talking about last year, and of course it's coming from the WRC races and some of the other European races overseas. And we thought it'd be exciting for the championship. I kind of joked at the beginning of all this that, maybe the last race will come down to the championship will come down to the power stage, and here we are. So certainly couldn't have drawn it up any better as far as the battle that's in between Brandon and Ken. And like everyone in the paddock, athletic. We all have our points charts to see exactly where things are going to end up, and there's several scenarios where it comes down to the power stage.
You know these roads pretty well. Is there a specific stage you think here will be a decider?
Well, I think with this being a winner-take-all event, it's really going to be Friday night. Most of the stage mileage is today, and so they're going to be pushing hard. And I've been fortunate enough to be in a couple of winner-take-all battles, and sometimes it's the first that goes off the road. So certainly don't wish that upon either of them, but we know they're going to be pushing 100% out of the gate.
And of course, this is the end of this championship. It's a little bit different. We had the new rules change with the power stage points. Rules change a little bit again next year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so as far as the power stage points and kind of the championship point structure, that's not really going to change a whole lot. So really the big change is going to come from the cars themselves. And, we've been fortunate to have this amazing battle this year between Ken and the Hyundai and the Subaru boys in their car. And they're very exciting, but not sustainable for the series. And even talking to the top teams, they've wanted to see the championship look a little bit different. So the restructure will slow the cars down a little bit, but the hope is also it'll bring some privateers up and give them a fighting chance to be part of the championship battle next year.
Well, congratulations on making it such a stunning year, and we look forward to next year.
Yes, excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and as you said, I mean, these power stage points really have played an absolutely enormous role in the championship this year.
They certainly have. We wouldn't be here where the last round is the decider if it wasn't for the power stage points. So definitely a good move by the championship. Even Ken Block himself had said that that's something he wanted to have in the championship.
Which is awesome. You advocate for the thing that's going to make the sport the best, not what's going to necessarily, put you in the best position. And we don't always know what is and isn't going to work for us. But,
exactly.
In one of the championships that we were watching in two-wheel drive coming into this, was one of our very, very, very dear friend, Al Dantes, a friend to every competitor. And this weekend took a very challenging and very tragic turn very quickly.
Yeah, so, the ceremonial start for an event is something that's, a big celebration for these, supporting the sponsors and all the people that come together to do these rallies. But through just a freak accident, our very good friend, one of the best beacons of rallying as a community, as a sport, as
and the local hero.
The local hero. Yeah, he defines Grassroots. Al Dantes Jr., he tragically lost his life, and just before the rally, his home event. And so they did this wonderful, honorable thing at the ceremonial start where they brought his car up and drove it across the line for the start, and everybody got to honor him.
We all got to not only say our goodbyes, but I think the magic of that is for this to have happened in a place where everybody who loves Al so much, we were all there. Like you said, it was incredibly special, an incredibly moving moment. Obviously, as we're even right now, it's hard to talk about. I think for everybody here, we've all just been sort of working through that and processing this together as a community this weekend, and there's been some pretty incredible moments that have been a part of that.
Al, let me tell you, that guy was larger in life physically and lovingly. He was just an amazing guy. And I remember when I first met him, actually in person, was at Ojibwe. First time going to the Eastern events. And I didn't really know anybody, but I knew Al.
Right.
You could reach out to him, and he'd welcome you with open arms and start introducing you to everybody. And I instantly felt at home.
Yeah, and the same here. My first rally from a national level was in 2018 when I went to Snowdrift, and Al was there helping out the series and the event on some marketing things, and I got to know Al through that time, and he was gracious with his time, he was gracious with his attitude towards me. He had the 6 daughters, I have a daughter at home and a son all around the same age, so we talked often not just about rally but also about our families, and I think that's as important. He was as genuine at home as he was with all of us, and he will definitely be missed. And that's the legacy that he's brought forth.
And one thing that's just amazing about Al is that the amount of people, when you guys posted that wonderful piece on Facebook about him, and the number of comments coming in just shows he touched so many people. I mean, he brought people into the sport. Just an amazing guy, and thank you for what you guys did in putting together this piece and all this stuff, because what an amazing man.
We have so many great competitors in rally, and it's such a tight-knit community, just like any motorsports out there, any organization out there. There are certain people that make the world go round, and there are certain people that make the world a lot easier when you show up to work, when you show up to race and rally, and Al was one of those guys.
So, Al, we're all going to miss you, man.
Yes, sir.
We love you, and yeah.
Yep. So
lots of love.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
And, his car's actually here, just in our eye line, just past the cameras. So you're definitely reminded of him. But you see that 50 on that car as well, Mike. And it was a very quick decision yesterday for us to retire Al's number, along with the other 2 that are retired. It's a no-brainer. He was that type of person that had that kind of impact.
Well, again, thank you all for doing that. Definitely the honorable thing. Everybody supported it. Going to switch gears a little bit here. Lighten the mood. Let's talk about the 2023 season. Because,
I thought you wanted to lighten the mood.
I know. So, we do have the end of the championship here.
Yes.
That means we're going to start talking about the new championship for next season. Just recently announced on the socials. Tell us about it.
Yeah, just a couple hours ago we came out with it on social media. Sent an email to our competitors and key stakeholders. 2023 race schedule is going to go to an 8-race national schedule. We will release the regional and super regional schedule here shortly, but we found it imperative to get the national schedule out now. We have 9 scheduled on the schedule this year. We are going to 8. STPR, as of right now, and I'll say that as of right now, is off the national schedule. Obviously, the loss, transitioning from Al into loss of another leader in our sport. James Monk's the chairman of STPR just a couple weeks ago, right through the rally. STPR is going to regroup. They're looking at how they can move on without his guidance, his stewardship. We miss James as much as we miss Al, especially from the ARA and all the things he did. But STPR also has had a couple of issues with road permitting over the last couple of years that they keep fighting through with the DNR and the local politicians. They have a ton of support, and that's great to see.
Well, they really fought hard to bring it back this year, and it was successful for this year.
Yep. And we had a very good rally out there. We saw a lot of things. We're talking to them almost on a daily basis, giving them opportunities and options, and they're working hard to meet on what we need. But we have 8 very good rallies currently on the schedule. We can show that again. We started in Snowdrift in February. We moved that event from January to February a couple years ago. One, it helps us ease the transition. It's October, and we got to go race in January, so the February helps us in that. They did a great job last year working on the schedule. It's very tight. Doug Shepard he worked with us for years. Everybody knows who he is. He's very instrumental in Alex and the whole team up there making that a great rally. And so they're looking at options. We go to 100 Acre Woods. They have huge car counts at 100 Acre Woods.
Yeah, I mean, it shows the growth of our sport. We've had max car count. We don't have enough surface space.
Right. We're getting 105, 110 cars registered at some of these events, and starting 90 plus cars. So that's a positive. I think we're on an upward trend, and we appreciate all of our competitors working with us, supporting us through the years. Then we go out to West Coast. We hang out with you for a little bit, Mike, to Olympus and Oregon Trail. And I know the Oregon Trail group is doing a fantastic job.
Of course we are.
Yeah, here we go.
What do you expect?
So the end of May, I get to drive across country a couple times and come see you guys. But you guys are working on some new roads.
We have been always, you know, finding roads is always the hardest thing, you know, because these are closed public roads.
Yep.
And so, you know, we've been really looking at some new ones, talking to some folks that run these different forestry units, and seeing if we can, you know, maybe get some headway into using some new stuff. So everybody wants new roads because that's kind of level playing field.
Right.
Nobody has experience on them. Makes for great rallying.
Right, you know, and you know, I'm not saying we want to change rally after its 40 or 50 years of existence in the United States, but we'd always want to looking for ways to improve it. And our organizers, like Oregon Trail, have been great at finding new opportunities. So looking forward to that. Southern Ohio, I mean, they have really turned it on the last couple of years. That was a fun event this year with everything that they did. The super special, well attended. We really enjoyed that in June. Going back up to New England, you know, they're looking. Some new roads, some new configurations. You know, they're putting a lot of effort into it right now.
Well, they added a couple of new roads just a couple years ago. So
yes,
you know, so it wasn't the same exact loops that we saw, you know, 3-4 years ago. It's they've been steadily looking at new changes there too.
Exactly, and you know, the drivers and the spectators love the New England roads. I mean, they're fast. They're kind of crazy.
Just don't ever get rid of Concord Pond.
Oh no,
because that is something
and the
special.
jumps. We got a lot of jumps up in New England. Then Ojibwe's moving back to its original date at the end of August, and then at the end of the year we'll wrap it up once again here at Lake Superior Performance Rally.
You know, this sport of rallying, it is something special. It is not like your typical form of motorsports. For those of you that don't really know a lot about what stage rally is specifically about, well, we got a little bit of a background that can teach you all about it with this Rally 101 special.
Europe, or maybe you've played the Colin McRae or Dirt Rally games, but did you know that North America has an equally long history of rallying? The sport of rally in America is one of the last motorsports where amateurs can line up against factory teams on the same roads and put their skills to the test. If you want to learn more or get involved yourself, this is your Rally 101 primer. Rally events are a test of speed, endurance and perseverance. Held on closed forest roads, a rally consists of competitive timed sections called stages linked together by transits, which are driven on open roads at legal speeds. Teams are sent on the stages one by one against the clock, and the team with the lowest combined time over multiple stages is determined the winner. American stages have a reputation of being some of the fastest in the world, which also means the top cars here are built to suit. In American rally, competitors run everything from open-class all-wheel drive factory-built machines such as this Subaru down to cost-effective two-wheel drive machines. They all start life as a production car and then modified according to budget and preparation level to fit into a specific competition class. Highly modified all-wheel drive and two-wheel drive open-class cars are the fastest of the bunch, while the limited or production class cars are more showroom stock with safety and minor performance modifications allowed. Whatever the class though, they have to remain fully street legal and insured, including this weapon of a factory Subaru. Let's have a closer look. I'm tall. Travis is tall. I'm out of practice. Like all rally cars, this Subaru started life as a bone stock STI on the showroom floor. Then here at Vermont Sports Car, they tear it down to a bare shell and then set about installing the safety essentials that every rally car must have. So, a big roll cage to protect you in the event of a rollover or going off the road.
Sorry, John.
Super tight seats to hold you in along with these 6-point harnesses.
Luck, Skippy.
Open class is where performance modifications are allowed to shine, but still within limits. So this Subaru has a manual sequential gearbox, shaving off tenths of a second with every gear change. Rally is notoriously tough on equipment, so good suspension is a key element of any rally car. There's no point in having the most powerful engine if you can't carry speed over the roughest terrain. The factory Subarus are fitted with these. This is a top-of-the-line Riga damper. You have these on your road car, but nowhere near as big as this. This shaft is much bigger for strength. This spring is much stronger for handling, and then this reservoir at the bottom for when things get really tough. Now, should you reach the limit of these, you'll be relying on this. Now this is a skid plate. This is bolted to the bottom of the car. What it's made of, how thick it is, how heavy it is, varies according to how rough the rally is, but that will protect things like your engine and transmission if they touch down on the road. When it comes to power, most open-class all-wheel drive cars these days are turbocharged. This is a turbocharger, and it allows you to force more air into the engine and make more power. Now, without rules, the engineers would go really mad. So this thing here is a restrictor, 34 millimeters, and it puts a limit to what power we can make. With one of these under the hood of the WRX STI, we're looking at around 330 brake horsepower and 400 pound-foot of torque. Now, of course, getting all that power down from under the hood onto the road in differing weather and dirt conditions means we need a selection of tyres. Now, this side here, this is the tyre that you would have on your stock WRX STI. It's suitable for tarmac, and it's suitable for wet and dry summer and winter. We rally in much harsher conditions, so this one here, this is a snow tyre. Big blocks, soft compound, helps to cut down into the surface. Gravel, similar, the blocks are a little bit closer together. It's a harder compound. There's protection in the sidewalls here in case you get into those sharp rocks at the side of the road. Now we're moving on to tarmac tyres. If we had a full tarmac stage, this is the tyre that we would use. Because it's got some tread cut into it, it's still road legal, meaning we can do those transit sections. This one is not road legal. This one's special. This is for Gymkhana. This is for Mount Washington, where there's no transit sections. It's ultimate grip, but it's a full slick and it's not road legal. That is the full selection of tyres. What with these variables and the amount of prep that goes into a rally car, that's where the team comes in. Rally is a true team sport. With cars receiving a beating from rough roads or a slight excursion into the scenery, a rally car can be saved by the efforts of the service crew. The factory teams are well prepared with spare parts and multiple technicians per car, but some grassroots teams show up with just a basic spares package ready to do all the work themselves. And if anyone needs a little extra help, the other teams are often willing to lend a hand. Because rally doesn't involve any wheel-to-wheel racing, there's a friendly atmosphere in the service park. All the teams are facing the same adversary in the end, the elements and the clock. Speaking of clocks, there is another element of teamwork at play in a rally car which is unique in motorsports. And that's the person sitting in this second seat, the brave co-driver.
Max right, 6 plus over crest, Kings 200. Slowing, turn left 2 plus, caution late in.
And the co-driver or navigator not only tells the driver what's coming up on the road ahead, but also acts as office manager here in the rally car. Their job involves calculating times, communicating with event officials, and sometimes acting as a motivational speaker or psychologist to the driver.
Job, mate. Good job.
But the key thing co-drivers do is, through a series of code words, paint a picture of the road ahead for the driver. In the days before a rally, the driver and co-driver are given the opportunity to drive the stages at slow speeds to make their pace notes. This is called the recce. The fastest drivers are the ones who drive to what they hear, not what they see.
Care, left 5 plus, slowing crest 55, turn left 1, 30. Max right 5 long down, 70. Left 6 over bridge, and right 4 plus short. Left 6, 20. Right 5 plus over 30, hug tightens 4. Right 5 plus over 30, hug tightens 4. And left 4 opens, 15. Max left 6 opens over 2 long crest, 35. Flippy left 5 narrow, 50.
Committing fully to pace notes takes a lot of trust between the driver and co-driver, perhaps the ultimate test of teamwork. Okay, so you like what you see, you want to get involved, where do you start? First up, get in touch with the sanctioning body and find out where your local event is. You can go along and be a volunteer, maybe a marshal, maybe a timekeeper, learn how the event works, interact with the drivers, the co-drivers and the teams. If you want to take it a step further, think about building or buying a car, being a driver or a co-driver, then head along to a rally school. They're all around the country, places like DirtFish, Team O'Neill and Rally Ready to take your first steps into this brilliant sport. Whatever you decide, you will have a ton of fun. Welcome to the Rally family.
Well, we thought that there's no better person to talk to about the Lake Superior Performance Rally than the 6 times winner of this event, David Higgins, who's connecting to us all the way from across the pond. David Higgins, why don't you tell us about your Lake Superior Performance Rally experiences?
Yeah, probably one of my highlight rallies in my career really was 2013 title showdown with Ken Block. Obviously very, very similar to what's going on this year. When you come to a rally like this, which is all or nothing in conditions that probably the closest with weather changing, like Rally GB and things, I still remember the Saturday morning of being down. Like, we had a really strong Friday, made a wrong tyre choice, lost the lead to Ken, fought back in the night and had like 3 brilliant saves to get the lead back. And then we went into a second day and it literally was all or nothing. And we were down there before the park expose by the lake, freezing cold, but I still remember sort of the hairs on my arms sort of stood up, and just everyone you looked at didn't know what to say. Everything was just boiling down from a brilliant year to this one big sort of shootout, like literally identical to what sort of Brandon and Ken are in now, with the winner takes all. So, you know, probably one of those things where if you could think back a rally or make a story of a rally, that would be it for sure. Obviously, it was unfortunate that Ken crashed out, but one of us that weekend was always going to crash. Such was the sort of the pace and the intensity of the rally. It was literally, you know, if he didn't go off there, I could have gone off the next one. We really were just holding nothing back, and it was brilliant for the spectators to watch. And people still talk about it, but it was just a mega feeling to be part of it.
So, David, how is it that you dealt with the high pressure, the intense pressure you're going to have for these final decider events?
It was actually easier for me as a driver then, because I knew I had to give it everything. I had to win it. We were always in a stronger position on countbacks with having the 3 wins in the bag. But at the same time, it was the pressure was huge. But at the same point, we did a massive preparation. The team did we were developing the car throughout the year again, just like what Subaru's like this year. Really, they've had to come out and fight hard this year, and it really was just down to get in there. And it was probably one of the most enjoyable rallies I've ever done, because there literally was no you've got to finish here, you've got to get points. It literally was a win or bust to a certain degree. So that was mega. And Lake Superior is one of those rallies where you can actually attack it quite hard. Even when the weather gets quite slippy, you can still push on more than you think you can. The roads look narrower than they actually are in places with all the fall and all the leaves come down. So we'd done our homework and knew that the road was probably wider than what it actually looked on the recce and things, and we found some good spots and things. So it was we'd done the work beforehand. So when it came to the actual rally itself, the pressure was mega high, but at the same point, that's what you dream of as a boy, for having the championship battle and going down to the wire. So it was everything and more that we'd ever wanted, really.
You know, one of the unique things about LSPR, it's one of the few rallies that has night stages. Night stages is something you seem to be really good at and seem to be key to your victory in 2013. Why is this some of the competitors are better at night stages than others?
For me, driving at night I've always preferred it, because you have less distractions. You know, your lights point where you want to go. You can really sort of settle in and zone out a little bit. So for me, the dark was always a good thing. Obviously, it's a little bit harder to read the road surface, but if you do the preparation right, like some of the modern lights now with the LED lights are super bright, but you don't get the definition of the road as much. So I always preferred to use the more old school lights on the bottom, so I could actually see the road surface more, and then have the old-fashioned long distance lights on the top. But that was more a personal preference. Like, I knew there was other lights that were brighter, but they were so bright they didn't give you you couldn't see the grip as much, and you couldn't see grip changes. And obviously, when you're doing a rally in October, especially up in Michigan area, you know, you could have ice, you could have snow, you could have, you know, just the way the conditions change. Some of the roads are quite sandy in places, so when they're dry, you've got amazing grip, but when that gets wet, it gets pretty sloppy. So being able to see those conditions and have that marked in your notes, again, goes back to the preparation, but something that probably not everyone looks at for when you go and do it in the dark. But it's just, again, ticking all the boxes before you get going, and so you can get in there and do it. But for me, night driving is what made rally. That's what made me want to do rallying. Being stood out as a kid, seeing glowing brake discs, seeing the lights in the distance, and trying to guess who it was that was coming. That's what got me going, and that's what wanted me to be a rally driver, not a roundy guy.
Well, David, it's been great to talk to you again. We hope to see you back over here again soon.
Definitely. It's definitely something with some unfinished business there, and definitely a place I'd love to come back and have a go again. But, wish you guys all the best of luck with this new live stream this weekend. It's a massive thing, and it's what rally in America has been needing for such a long time, and couldn't have better people behind it than you guys. So good luck, everyone.
It's always great to hear from Dave. Good seeing a friendly face back around these parts.
Yeah, we definitely want to see him back coming over here and competing again at the sharp end. But, speaking of the sharp end, again, big day yesterday. Friday, the stages were a little bit nuts. You guys had snow coming down?
Yeah, we did. I had a very short Friday, but it was very eventful, and the weather was absolutely bonkers. And everybody who makes it in here today deserves a big round of applause. But, yeah, here's a bit of what we saw yesterday.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 60.
Spicy out there.
Yeah. It certainly was. Those roads were really slick. Maybe, I don't know if I can say this, but one of them said it was like driving on diarrhea.
Yeah, no, I think you can say whatever you want. It's a free-for-all now, man. You know what? Let's just, if we're going to call a spade, yeah, it was terrible. I started the first stage, and, it's the first stage jitters. You always get a little bit. Then we went to the second stage, and I was like, oh, God, everything broke. The car doesn't work. What's happening? And I went, oh, it's ice. That's what's happening. It was slushy, it was scary, and it was inconsistent. So you'd have this black ice that you couldn't see, you couldn't predict, and the cars start, misbehaving. I spun. We had a couple of small moments. But I think, a lot of people where I was out on the second stage, and I wasn't even the first person to DNF. It's been a pretty heavy weekend so far.
So, in those conditions where you've got a couple of cars in front of you, they're faster cars, but are you looking at their lines to try and see where that, better brake point is and all that stuff, or?
Yeah, it's different for everybody depending on where you are on the road. We started, I believe, 5th yesterday, or 6th maybe. So we were 6th on the road. So we had, obviously, the top three's brake marks are pretty close together. So when you come onto a road that's been sort of recently graded, or pretty packed, I should say, after all the recce laps or the recce that we put in. You've got a smooth surface, and then first car on the road puts the first set of braking lines in. Next couple cars, those guys are always pretty close. I've started 4th on the road a lot in the past year, and so I get to kind of come in and say, okay, well, that's where those guys are braking. I'm good. But honestly, sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes for us, we can brake even further because we're not carrying the speed that those guys are carrying in the corners. So those braking markers are super helpful for us. For Tom in the RC2 class, for Jeff Seahorn yesterday and myself. That's a good place for us to gauge. Okay, we can't go further than that most likely. So you get a little bit of that, but again, you don't know how quickly that's going to turn south. And on these roads especially, we noticed, I was kind of fortunate that it had been raining in Recce because we were able to see there's these little sort of divots that the logging trucks will form where they brake before tight corners.
Right.
So you get these weird little, braking bumps, almost washboard, and those would fill with water. So you'd be able to see, oh, that's slippy. We'll mark that in the notes. And there's a lot of those. And so you got to mark a lot of slippy sections. When the precipitation goes from liquid to solid, those slippies go from being slippy to being terrifying, or terrorizing, or very, very depressing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, right.
See
Exit stage
myself.
left. Yeah, you obviously, you're in it for the championship. A championship decider for you. Well, it's been pretty
It's
close to
decided.
decided.
Yeah, no, that's decided for me. I mean,
For
there's
you,
other
yeah.
people who it's not decided, but this season for us, I think actually this rally is really special to me because this time last year, Jared Taylor and my friends at Black Rifle Coffee said, "Hey, we want to do a rally with you." Yeah, cool, sure. So what's your next event? And I was like, well, we're going to go do LSPR. I've never done that event. They came, said, okay, we're going to sponsor you for that event. Let's go party. Well, this event has a lot of attrition, and it's an event that really suits my driving style. So we say, kind of just like this year, we see a lot of guys just kind of hanging on. We ended up on the overall podium here last year, which was my first overall podium. They got so excited, they said, let's go do some rallying next year. And then Travis came along, and then Tom came along. So now there's, it's been a really fun season.
It's a big Black Rifle Club.
Totally, it's been a ton of fun for us. I think we've probably collectively consumed about 8% of their total coffee that they've manufactured this year just at rallies. But it's been fun having us all work together. But then you come into this event and it's like, okay, we've had a whole season of rallying. I've had a couple of small mistakes leading into this event, and then one mechanical that put me out of having already won the championship. The last round at STPR, 3 stages to go, championship in the bag, and we had a mechanical. We were trying to coast to the finish. Heartbreaking, obviously, for me, but also for KJ, who's his first time in a 4-wheel drive car. So we came here like, okay, we got to be smart, we got to be tidy, and we got to finish. Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah. Let's see what happened.
Or not. Oh, God.
Is the pin out? Get the bottle, bro. It's out. Where's the fire bottle pin? Is it out? Oh, fuck. That's the last.
Get the other one.
I got it.
The fire's out. Hit the red cross.
I got it.
Are we good? You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Keep hitting it.
Oh, it wasn't meant to be.
Fuck.
I can still smell the trauma. That's nice. Yeah, I can. Yeah, that smells like large volumes.
Are you sure
of
that
cash.
wasn't the smell of the burning power steering fluid?
Yeah, among other things, hopes and dreams, power steering fluid. It's fine. I'm fine. But I wasn't the only one that crashed, luckily.
Yeah, no.
So I don't feel as bad.
You were talking about those slick conditions. Just imagine when you can't see the roads as well at night.
Yeah, the night stages I was looking forward to. I think Ken was as well, but it got pretty hectic pretty quick for those guys.
Yeah, and so, we had Ken Block was winning pretty much every stage other than one over Brandon. But then we noticed that his marker stopped on one of the stages, and we have this on board now of when Travis was passing him.
Max crest 120, max crest 70, left 6 long, crest 30, caution, slippy right 4 very long, crest 30, slippy right 4 very long. Oh, there's someone up. Ken and Alex are up. Oh shit, and so are we.
Wow, is that Ken and Alex?
Yep.
Holy shit.
30, left 6, that's like ice. Left 6, 65, left 5.
Oof, I I know that feeling very well.
That was
like,
that
oh,
was
God, oh, God, oh, God.
really close. I mean, it
Yeah.
just goes to show just how slippy that specific section was.
Yeah.
That Travis almost went right into Ken afterwards.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you think like, oh, okay, surely only one person will get the nose wrong there, but it happens consistently that the conditions are just that scary in one spot, and everybody can have great notes, and still, two people almost went off in the same spot.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky stuff out there. You know, again, not the only ones. There's been some attrition out there. One of those, a little more humorous, that we end up seeing is a car being recovered. I guess finders keepers.
It's a bit agricultural, we'll say, on this one.
Very agricultural. That's just awesome. I mean,
yeah, no,
when you got to get a car off the stage, and,
Yeah.
and of all things,
It's the
Peter
Patellas.
Patella's
Yeah, it's the
tractor,
Patellas.
longtime competitor. We all love Peter.
Yeah. Peter,
It happened a mile from his house.
Literally, this whole rally is taking place right in his backyard, which, like, I feel so seen because the amount of times I've pulled a rally car out of a ditch with a tractor in my life is more than I can count. But I go home from here back to Texas, and it's Formula One week just down the road from our ranch, and I'm just trying to imagine now that we'll just pick someone. Nicholas Latifi has an off, and they just roll out with a red Farmall tractor and just 3-point lift it up, tow him right back into the pits. It's insanity. Oh, it's my favorite sport in the world. It's so good.
I guess that would be the heavy sweep.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to say. That was a relic. That thing, Peter's keeping. I mean, that's like I had some 70, 80-year-old tractor there now, so it might not be quite as heavy as it looks.
Well, that was definitely pretty crazy. But speaking of crazy, look at just some of the onboards we had here of Brandon Semenuk.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 80, 6 right minus long, tightens okay. 100, right over flat crest, and 6 left nips okay. 70, 6 right minus over 100, tightens keep. Right over 75, slow 5 left, tightens 4, long nips, hook maybe, and 4 right plus, tightens clip, 4 left keep, flat right over 120, keep 4 left plus, ditch out, opens and tightens 5 minus, left over slowish crest, slot 5 right, tightens hook 4 plus at marker, keep, opens 50, tightens 5 right long, okay, 80, right over flat crest, 30, clip 6 left minus, nips okay maybe, 50, 5 right along, tightens minus, keep, 70, 6 right, keep, right over 55, 4 left plus, keep long, narrow slightly, carry, left over 270, over small crests, clip 6 right, minus over crest, okay maybe, right over 100, remember, 6 left over horizon crest, tightens long, opens little, 75, tightens very late, 4 left, fast, and 5 left plus over flat crest, long, keep, 55 braking, turn 2 right plus at sign, water inside, slippy surface, ALS 3, 40, clip 5 right minus, long at sign, okay, 80, late clip 5 left, long, keep, left over 100, 6 right, long over crest, okay, 80, 6 left over crest, okay, 50, care, braking, 6 left, 45, slippy 3 right plus, clip long, 40, 5 left plus over crest, okay, left over 120, narrow 5 right down, slippy maybe, okay maybe, right over 50, 6 left minus, tightens keep over crest, 130, care, 5 left minus, long, opens over slowish crest, and tightens late 4 long, neat, slippy maybe, into, flat right over crest, and right over flat crest, into 6 left, long over crest, okay, 150, remember, left over slow crest, sudden drive 5 right, tightens carry, and 6 right, okay, 120 to yellow, left over 40, 6 right minus long, keeps tightening, 5 plus long, right over 100, late 5 left plus, clip over crest, 50, 5 right plus, keeps tightening neat, slippy maybe, 115, remember, slow, 6 right minus, right over braking crest into slippy maybe, 3 left, sudden, turn 2 right plus, clip around sign, surface maybe, 30, go, flat left, 70, flat crest, 6 right minus, out tightens 5 plus, clip over crest, okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you watching those onboards, being a competitor yourself, you kind of the onboard view, right, pretty much from the driver's seat. What do you see there?
Yeah, now there's 2 things I noticed there, all right, that I seen Brandon do. Now, one of the things was you might have noticed the road was regularly going that way and then that way. Now, each of the times that the road turned, you'll notice he went ahead and turned with it. And when the road bent, he stayed on it with the car. Now, that's a new thing. I tried that, but what happened is I did it later and less good.
Yeah, a little too late.
Yeah, less good
Less
than he
gooder.
did. That stage, I remember starting that stage and saying, these conditions are terrifying and they don't feel good, and like kept trying to find grip. But you can see, he's just making if you watch his onboards from any other stage or other rallies, you'll notice the amount of input and corrections that he's making on the stage is unique specifically to that stage because those conditions were so changing. So he's not only correcting when he turns in and goes, oh, there's not grip where I thought, but he's also checking for grip a lot. So I remember watching that earlier and kind of going, oh,
I think you see a lot of like external videos where you see the car starting to dive into a corner. You see them hitting the brakes a couple of different times. That's not searching for grip, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, it depends on the driver, depends on the conditions, but certainly when you're in a space like this where you have wildly varying conditions, you've got ice, you've got mud, you've got smooth gravel, you have dirt, it's just like, it's changing so much per stage, even corner to corner. Every driver's kind of got their own style, but I think Brandon had the cleanest and tidiest of that, and it's been showing in the results.
Yeah, we even talked to the different styles with Travis earlier. We'll talk about that in just a second. But one of the things that we said made such a big difference this championship is the power stage, and we actually have some video from the finish of the power stage that we're going to show you right here.
was awesome, and felt pretty good. We lost our handbrake, which is fine. Just a lot of tight stuff in there, so we were just Group B, Scandinavia, flicking everywhere, having a blast. But another rally, we didn't get the win, so disappointing. Happy for my teammate, bummed for Ken and for Alex. But anyway, 2 more stages, keep it going.
No handbrake, no problem. That's what I say. You know?
You know, if there's anyone that that can handle that, it's probably Travis. You know, he likes slinging it sideways, and yeah, that's definitely going to add for an extra challenge. But that also means that Brandon Semenuk, he won the power stage. That's that extra 5 points, critical. I mean, this is a pivotal moment.
It could be a pivotal moment, but take nothing for granted. That's not the last stage of the rally,
That's
even
true.
though it's the power stage.
You still have to finish.
And yeah, as well, we all know, some of us more from experience, I mean, literally, you can't take anything for granted. I remember this time last year, being in 3rd overall and knowing it was so close, and then every sound the car makes is amplified. And there's one guy, I think, who's probably as much, or in some ways maybe even more excited than Brandon, and that's Bill from Subaru, who's going to be joining us shortly. Yeah, but first, you got a little more to share with us, yeah?
Yeah, so, you know, we were looking at those stages that Brandon Semenuk was doing during the daytime, but we got these on boards of Travis doing it at night.
Oh, Travis at night.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 200, max fun jump, aim right 50, max right 6, 100. Left 4 plus late narrows, 65. Max left 5 plus, 50. Hug right 5 minus short, and max left 5 plus, 65. Half left 5, 30, right 6. 95, right 5 plus late, 50, left 5 plus, opens over 95, tightens 5 fast, right 5 fast, 65, right 5, so right 5 and left 5, 30 bridge, 70, crest hug right 5, 150, max crest 70, max brow 500, right 5 plus long nips, so right 5 plus long nips, $195, right 5 short fast, 45, max brow 75, max brow and max right 5 plus, 95, right 5 long okay, 115, max right 6, 30, max brow left over 155, max left 5 plus, opens 35, max crest 35, left 5 plus okay, 250,
oh shit.
Slippy hug right 4 long, slippy hug right 4 long, 50, left 4 opens and hug tightens 4 minus, hug tightens 4 minus, just here, right 5, 200, max long crest 120, and then slowing, left 5 minus 120, slowing, left 5 minus, turn right 2, 100, max brow 120, max long crest 250, left 6 very long tightens.
Well, welcome back. I'd like to welcome to us Bill Stokes, the motorsports manager for Subaru Motorsports USA. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Mike. It's really, really exciting to be here at the end of a very long and convoluted season. It's been a really, really crazy year, and we're just excited to be here at the last stage of the season and hopefully in the fight for a championship.
Well, hopefully in a fight for a championship. So you had a little extra hope, I think, because you brought a little Lucky Charm I heard about.
Yeah, I've got a good friend of mine, a guy named Yuji, who you and I both know, who's our communications director for the Subaru Motorsports USA team. He brought me what's called a Daruma, a little doll from Japan that is used for sort of wishes and goal setting and things like that. And it's brought us luck over the years. I brought it to a few different events, and I keep it on my desk at work. And that thing is it's with us this weekend, so hopefully it brings us some good luck.
You got to show it to us?
No, I don't have it with me.
You don't have it with us?
No, it's in the trailer. It's bringing the team good luck because it's got to be as
gotcha.
close as possible to all the parts and the technicians and all the guys that are doing the real work.
It's got a certain radius of aura that it provides.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
It works. It works.
Well, it seems like it's working because what a championship season coming down to the wire like this. You guys have always been promoters of the sport getting closer, and it's been pushing you guys as a team this year like I've never seen before.
Yeah, this season has been really remarkable because we have had Ken Block in a World Rally car for the entire year. Last year we had Barry McKenna bringing over a World Rally car, or a car with a lot of World Rally kit on it for the first time. And then this year Ken Block shows up with a full program with a Hyundai WRC car from yesterday. It was a 2021 spec car, is brand new, and we knew we were going to be in for a fight. We had to develop the car to a level that that was way beyond what was ever expected with the rule set that we're currently under. And those cars, I mean, we initially designed those things in 2015 to a totally different rule set, totally different level of performance. And so the whole team at Subaru Motorsports USA has just done a phenomenal job to get those cars to level up to the performance gauntlet that Ken had thrown down. So it's been really remarkable to see what those cars have been capable of, and to see what level of performance these guys are competing at right now, between Ken and Travis and Brandon, all throwing haymakers at each other all season long, trying to go faster on the stages in these amazing cars.
And of course, Brandon, we've seen his growth over a fairly short time to step up to these cars. And I know you guys have had, where you've wanted your cars to kind of compete at a WRC event before, and now you've been able to kind of do that here with those same level of cars. So it's like growth in both, the cars and then, your drivers. It's just been phenomenal.
Yeah, the growth of Brandon has really been remarkable because we brought him into the team in 2020, and he was a very experienced rally driver. He had done a lot of events in Canada. He had done some events in the U.S., but he was mostly known as a bike guy. He was a downhill mountain bike
and still
legend.
Is.
He's a legend. I mean, he's maybe the greatest ever to do it in certain disciplines. But he had a serious level of talent, and we had tested him earlier. We were looking to cultivate young talent from North America, somebody that we could bring into the team that could immediately make a difference, but could develop and grow over time into a really complete rally driver. And this is the year where Brandon has shown, with the right experience and the right amount of time to really mature and grow, just what he's capable of, because he is a genuine phenomenon in terms of the talent that he brings to the sport and the ability that he has.
Now, of course, rules change next year, so the cars will be a little bit different. We've also had where Subaru's got a brand new WRX coming out. So tell us about what you guys are going to be doing for next year.
So yeah, we are at the end of the current rule set for ARA, and we're looking at a totally new rule book for next year, which you've already talked about, and I know Preston and the whole team at ARA have been working on for months and months now. So we're working on a new car as well, based on the new chassis of the 2022 WRX. So what we're looking at here today, this weekend, is kind of the swan song of the championship years of the 2015 spec chassis. So we may see that car running in a few more events here and there from time to time if it can be fit into the new rule set in some way. But we're working flat out on a new car for 2023 and beyond that is going to be a total ground up redesign and based on a new chassis and built to a new rule set. And we're very excited to see the direction that the series is going in, and the amount of competition that we think we can bring in by having more of the Rally 2 cars, the R5 cars that currently run in their own class in RC2. We can see more of them coming into the top class and really competing at a very high level for the championship.
How early on does Vermont Sports Car with Subaru have to start when it comes to a brand new design like that?
So the planning starts very early. When the car is still very much in the pipeline, it's not on sale yet, but we know that a new WRX is coming, or a new car that you want to turn into a performance car or competition car is coming. You start to have the conversations about when can you get a shell? What is the rule set that you're going to build to? What series are you going to compete in, and all these things. And so we've been working on that project for probably over a year now, and there's still quite a bit of work left to do. As you know, we're just hitting the off season now. So it's very much a long and time-intensive process, because there are a number of parts that have to be developed from the ground up, and you have to develop the shell, the whole chassis. You have to figure out the aero package. You have to figure out what's the livery going to be, and all the little details.
Everything down to the
electronics,
livery.
yeah, all this stuff. There's so much of it that goes into designing a car, and designing a car that can be competitive right out of the gate is so important, because you want to put in the time to make sure that the first time it gets out on the stage, it's ready to win. Otherwise, you've wasted an opportunity. So we're working very hard to make sure that when that car hits the stages next year, it's going to be ready to go and ready to win right out of the box.
Well, we're very excited to see what 2023 is for the Subaru Motorsports USA. You guys always come to win it. Bring a great crew and really help promote the sport. And we're really excited about it.
Well, thanks a lot, Mike. Really appreciate it, and hope we have a great finish this weekend.
Well, yeah, we were actually talking this morning with Brandon Semenuk and Travis Pastrana about preparing for this final day. We know that Ken is not restarting, but that doesn't mean it's quite over.
Right. The way the point scenarios play out, it's very, very important that Brandon finishes well if he's going to overhaul Ken for the championship. And Travis obviously wants to do well. He's a fighter. He's a driver to the core, and he wants to win. He wants to do well. So these guys are, they've been pushing, and Brandon is looking to bring home the championship, but he also wants to be competitive with Travis, and the two of them, they're competing for dollar bets on the power stages, and they're so competitive with each other. So it's a great team dynamic, but we're coming down to a situation now where Brandon has to bring it home if he wants to win the championship, and we're excited to see if it can happen.
With all the different permutations coming into this event, how much were you on the calculator after the end of every stage?
Oh man, I have spreadsheets on spreadsheets on spreadsheets on my laptop, and I was working on them until the small hours of the morning last night. Once we knew that Ken was out, didn't know if he was going to restart or not. We had all these different scenarios going. I think I've been working various spreadsheets since about New England, about July. I've had various championship scenarios of how it could play out with the points, and the power stage obviously throws a huge additional factor into the way the championship can play out. So it's certainly been a nerve-wracking couple of months, but right now there's basically only one scenario, and that's if Brandon brings home the win, we win the championship. And that's what we're hoping for right now, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of stages.
All right, well, we talked with Brandon and Travis this morning as they started this final day, and here's that little conversation. All right, we're here this morning with Brandon. Brandon, yesterday we knew it was going to be challenging. The night stages might decide it all. Tell us about your yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Friday was kind of the day. We knew that. We wanted to put a big push on. Ken was fast. We weren't putting as much pressure on as we'd like, but enough pressure for obviously him to make a mistake. Yeah, I mean, even without that, like the conditions were so tricky. It was so easy to go off at any speed, just to get caught out if you had the wrong note or just, yeah, didn't catch something that was gonna, make the car slide off the road or anything like that. So yeah, mega tricky day, long day. It was almost 80 miles, and then today we got only 36 miles to go, but a little bit narrower stages, a lot twistier, and yeah, it's gonna be the longest 36 miles I've ever driven.
All right, we're here with Travis Pastrana. Travis, yesterday we knew it was gonna be tricky, but wow, that was insane.
It was intense out there. We were going absolutely, wide open. Tried to take the first stage a little cautious, and Brandon and Ken were just on another planet. So tried to pick it up. Still, Ken was definitely the one to beat, and we were just blew my mind. Couldn't even drive the rest of that stage pretty much when we saw Ken off, and it was a super slick corner, and but Brandon had gone through first, and we almost put our car right where Ken's was, honestly, and Alex was still in the car evidently at that time. So. Yeah, it's tough. Today's going to be tough, but at the end of the day, we want to get that win. Hopefully Brandon can keep it on the road and we can get us a Subaru championship. But I'm out of the championship hunt, but I still want to win one of these this year.
Well, that's the thing. Looking at the points, potentially you could still win this event and Brandon still be champion.
Yep, no, that's for sure. And Brandon, he's got to play it smart. He's going to stay on the road, but Brandon likes to win as well. So he's a competitor, and honestly, he was behind. a lot of walls to get this championship this year, and this is the last 2 rounds he had never been to. He'd never been to this round. This is a tough one to finish, and it is far from over. So much can happen. You know, the power stage is one of the rockiest, gnarliest, slickest, muddiest, technical. Like the 2-wheel drive cars are going to have a hard time getting through there, and you know he's got to put in a time that's. If I were to win, he would have to be basically top 3 in the power stage. So that's still, you know, you got Tom, you got a lot of good guys. Dave put it off big yesterday. A lot of guys had put it off big yesterday because, you know, the rally was just so diabolical. It was slick. Once you turn off the lights, when it got nighttime, it was tough.
So one thing I noticed, because I'm being observant here, is a different wing on the back of your car. You guys maybe testing some stuff out for next year's build?
What do we got? Oh no, we went back to the old wing last time. I need front grip, and I told the guy, especially being here, anything that's high speed, the rear wing works amazingly well and gives us that forward drive out of the corner. Brandon drives more like Sebastian Loeb, where he's just real nice and tidy in and gets a lot of power coming out. I like to be sideways coming in, and when I come in and that doesn't allow that to happen, I get a lot of front push coming out, so it's just kind of driving preference for us.
All right, well, good luck out there today.
Thank you.
And of course, as always, to finish first you must finish.
Yeah,
and,
said it a lot this weekend.
I think my favorite is when Brandon said that's going to be the longest 36 miles of my life.
I mean, they get exponentially longer the shorter the rally gets. So like when you get to this, when you're down to the final stages, especially when you know you've done everything, that's the worst, because you're like, okay, now I just have to survive. And like I said earlier, it's now you start to hear every nut and bolt, every rattle, and you're on transit and you go, no, that's a new sound. Oh, does that sound new? Does the tire feel weird to you? I don't know. What's that smell?
a vibration. It's got to be a vibration.
What's that smell? And your co-driver's like, the smell is a rally car at the end of a rally. It smells like things burning. It's just what it is. And whether it's burning because they got, you know, welded to the exhaust by the heat.
Exactly.
Or there's a little bit of sauce coming out here and there. But yeah, you know, and in typical rally fashion, here we are coming into the last stage, and we're, as usual, facing just a little tiny bit of a delay.
Yeah, so we got a short delay here because they're about to start the previous stage. So, you know, we've got our cameras all set up for this event. I know, it's a little cool over here.
Take your phone off first,
but
lovely.
You can see we've got this beautiful drone shot going on here as we're here at the Mount Marquette. There's a stage right next to us that they're just getting started called Marquette Mountain, not to be confused with Mount Marquette. Okay, anyways, all this new technology, though, bringing you these visuals that we've never been able to do in rallying in the United States before.
Yeah, and that's courtesy of our friends at AT&T Business, is that right?
That is, and we've got over here Scott Beckett.
Mr. Scott Beckett.
Here with AT&T
Sir?
Business. We're gonna throw to him real quick.
Oh, how you doing?
How you doing, Scott? Good to see you.
Good seeing you.
Well, you're the man with the giant studio bus out front, and
it's actually
wow,
known as the bus.
The bus. You've been doing this kind of stuff for a lot of years, but this type of setup for a network is unique, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the first time that we've actually combined all the assets from AT&T, fiber, wireless. So we set up a private wireless network. So that's what's running a lot of the cameras in the background.
That's, I mean, the fact that, you know, you would think that something like this has never been tried before. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I think you've been describing that, you know, over time that it seems like every month or every few months, technology just keeps advancing at such a rapid pace.
Absolutely.
And then suddenly something comes to fruition that we can actually utilize.
Yeah, so what we're doing here is a nice example of extreme production for an extreme sport. And we just want to keep doing that and keep pushing the limits with, you know, with Subaru and DirtFish and ARA. So that's, you know, those guys have been great working with. So it's been awesome to put this together, and we really appreciate the support from the rally guys. So.
And we've had tons of technicians working on this thing. I mean, there's been a lot of hours in that bus, a lot of to-go food, but they have been really working their butts off trying to make this work. Yes.
Shout out to those guys.
Right. But I mean, that's what it takes. I mean, there's been long hours, you know, out here in the cold. Again, just getting these signals to work, it's just not easy out in these really rural areas for motorsport. You know, you've done all kinds of other motorsports before, but this is just very different.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we don't, this gives us the ability, if there's no fiber, if there's really no facilities that we could use, we light the bird with our guys from PSSI, put up the satellite, and then we've got all the bandwidth that you need. It runs our fiber network, and we have the wireless assets all turned up as well. And in addition, all the work that's going on here, there's been just hours and hours, hundreds of hours of working with the team in the background. So with, you know, ARA, DirtFish, and Subaru, it's been great.
Well, thank you, AT&T Business, you, Scott, and all the crew.
There it is.
That's right. All right, we're going to go to a quick intermission here, and like I said, stage is delayed. We'll be back with more here soon. And wow, this is great technology. We can't wait to see it live.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Well, here at the mobile studio, we have with us Lance Smith. You're the head of the Vermont Sports Car and Subaru Motorsports' development for the rally team.
Yes,
How is it, Lance?
It's good. We're at the event. Weather's been pretty wild this weekend. We had snow, we had a little rain, a little colder than we were expecting, but this is LSPR, and this is what you get.
You've been to LSPR countless times, both yourself and of course, with being the team principal and whatnot. especially it coming down to the wire. It's not the first time. You remember that big tough one in 2013?
Yeah, this is an amazing event, and as I described it last night to a couple of people, in the World Rally, they used to end the championship at the RAC, and they had Kielder Forest.
Yes.
And everybody would go in, the rally cars would go in, you never knew who was going to come out. And LSPR is getting the same sort of reputation there. It's pretty tough. Those roads last night were extremely slippery, and you just never know what's going to happen. The later at night it gets, the wilder it gets in there. So we've come here before with good results. We have a chance of getting good results again this weekend. What's happening in the sport now is amazing with this broadcast on international YouTube right now. The infrastructure that's put in place right now at this rally today is just amazing to see what's happening. Technology, crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you think about just over the years, we've had, where you had to wait for somebody to, I guess way back with in Europe, they had teletext or what they called it to get results. And, here you just wait till somebody, finally finished calculating the final time cards to kind of tell what was the finished results. Well, we've now got Rally Safe, to give us more of a live timing, and then to come to this, where we actually have a live stage.
Well, when we were here before, you never knew what happened at the rally until you actually stopped, went to a phone booth, and made a call to tell people what was going on. So,
I love it.
That really happened. But now it's instant. People are at home watching. It's pretty exciting, bringing the excitement right to people in their house. Very nice to see. So we're looking for it. You're shivering over there.
I know,
it
is chilly out here. I must say, I am from the Pacific Northwest. It gets a little cool out there, but it's been unseasonably warm in Oregon. It was still over 80 degrees when I left there in October, unseasonably.
Very nice.
And so the transition has been difficult.
Yes, I'll
for
bet.
me. So apologies for the shivers.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
But you're up there in Vermont, where you're used to the snow and the ice, and you guys can definitely build the cars for that. You got a new car that you're building.
We are.
Are we going to see that at Snowdrift, the coldest of the events?
No, I will tell you right now, you won't see it at Snowdrift. We don't want to put any false reports or promises out there. We're working on it. We are working hard on it. We're adapting to the new rule set. And we've got to compete with our new car with other cars that are built and designed by other manufacturers at world level.
And they've been doing it for a while
now,
too, right?
Yeah, they've got a few years on us with this class. So we're going to work at it, and I have great hopes for it. I plan to come back and be competitive as we have been the last few years, and just keep it going. That's our job.
You've had some changes in the team over the last few years. You've got Brandon Semenuk now on there. I bet you're pretty pleased with that decision at this moment right now.
Brandon's turned out to be an amazing driver. With Patrick on the West Coast, great team. I'll bet, he's extremely proud today what Brandon's out there doing. So it's very nice to see that go full circle. And we were glad we were able to give him a nice home and the right equipment to go and show what he can do and bring it to an end, hopefully. We'll see. We've got 2 more stages to go, so it's pretty exciting. We'll see what happens.
All right, well, another change has been going on. You guys have your launch control series for Subaru. It's been such a great way to follow the action throughout the seasons for many years now, and it's got a little bit different format, but it's still playing consistently, and we've got the latest episode we're going to be showing right here.
Okay, excellent.
These roads are fast. There's a lot of consequences. The trees are right next to the edge of the road, big drop-offs.
I've crashed 3 different times on this stage alone, so we're going to try to get this one done this weekend.
Chris, going.
It's got a bit of everything, but there's quite a few parts of it that fit my driving style, and I think it should be a pretty good event.
Sorry.
Early morning here at STPR Rally. Yeah, all eyes are on Brandon, really. He's leading the championship right now. It's his to win. So Travis is here in a support role with his off at Ojibwe. His championship hopes have come to an end, but he's going to do everything he can to help Brandon. And then we're here to get Brandon to the front. Ken has some years here. Brandon doesn't, but it's been a number of years since Ken competed here. Travis honestly doesn't like this rally. He has a hard time here, and he's a little concerned. Notes matter. They got to pay attention and be super focused all day.
Here we go, stage 1 STPR rally. It's been a while since I did this one. I've crashed 3 different times on this stage alone. All my family and friends are here. They all think I suck, so we're gonna try to get this one done this weekend.
8.71 miles, multiple crash stage. Good luck, mate.
Good luck.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 20, left 5 minus, and half right 5 bridge. Left 5, 50. Max crest going. Oh. Max crest going. Max right 6 opens.
These roads are fast. There's a lot of consequences. The trees are right next to the edge of the road, big drop-offs. You got to push hard, you know. To finish first you got to finish, right? So experience matters sometimes, and we'll see how this turns out. It's going to be a tricky one for sure.
4 left, plus out long.
First time at STPR, not ideal considering the championship battle we're in, but I feel like we've got some good set of notes and the roads look good. It's got a bit of everything, but there's quite a few parts of it that fit my driving style, and I think it should be a pretty good event.
Flat left through dip. Right over 125, braking carefully. 3 left long, narrows out, bad. 120. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's okay, you're okay, you're okay.
I'm okay.
You're okay. Dude.
What?
It's okay.
What?
Listen, you're okay.
I know I'm okay, I'm just...
We just see where Brandon Semenuk put the car off. We're just in the rescue mode. The stage is clear. All 50 some odd cars have come through. They've allowed us to come up with a wrecker. We're going to try to pick it out of this precarious hole if you see behind me here. The car's kind of not on the road anymore. The car looks okay. The drivers are okay, most importantly. Just interesting. We got to get it out of here and see what kind of work we have ahead of us. Makes the last round pretty tough here. We'll see what happens.
It's nice stuff.
I mean, looking at it right now, I'd say it's likely not runnable. There's a lot of cosmetic damage with the inner sheet metal, which we don't have on us. And everything is so crumpled that I don't think pulling, prying, and pushing is going to do it. But we'll take a look. You know, the cage actually looks pretty decent. It's just everything around it that's kind of a mess at the moment. But we're going to give it our all. We'll get it back to service and do what we can.
I mean, it didn't seem like it had a lot of speed when it hit that.
Did you get it out? No way.
We got a crane up in there.
How bad was it?
It's pretty bad.
We unfortunately lost too much in the first set of stages, and we're sitting about a minute down. So it's been a rough rally for us. We've never had a lot of luck here. I know you make your own luck, and it's scary. It's a very, very challenging rally, very scary rally. Easy to go off. We've been off more than we finished this one. So for Brandon to put it still 100% in his hands, I've got to win the power stage tomorrow. I want to win the power stage for me. I want to win the rally for me, but goal 1 is finish. Goal 2 is win the power stage, and I still think we're in a pretty good spot to do that.
Oh boy.
Bye guys, have a good night.
Yeah, so we got the car out of the woods. We're here at this shop we're going to use tonight. The cage looks pretty good, honestly. You know, ARA are going to come down. They're going to take a look at it with us, and we'll make a call from there.
I know. Well, you were texting us. I got pictures.
We want you guys to just look around the cage.
Okay.
Okay. To tell us what you think about it, and we're going to go from there. The cage itself, the structure of the cage itself looks fine.
Okay.
But we want your opinion before we spend the hours to work on it.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to spend all night working on it and have us.
You understand.
Yep, I get it.
No issues as far as you're concerned?
The cage is everything I can see. It's like it's supposed to be, like it was made. Safety-wise, it'll be the normal seat belts, doors, windshield. You know, I'll kind of leave the dust control up to you guys to deal with.
This is not the easiest.
But I mean, from a restart standpoint, safety is all we're looking at.
ARA came by and the scrutineers had a look at the car to see if the roll cage was fine. It is fine, there's no damage. And so as long as we have all the parts in enough time, we will try to make it back to the rally, at least to compete for the power stage points. Very important for the championship. So this repair could be everything for the season, so we absolutely have to do it.
That's working real good.
Yeah, it's just got.
The guys worked through the night, finished at 5 in the morning. We weren't very optimistic that we could get it back out. All the fans are super excited. They can't believe the car is back here right now.
Oh no, that would have been great. Why'd you stop recording?
We were waiting all last night to see the car, and to be fair, what a great job Subaru have done. It's still a long way to go, you know. The rally's not quite over yet, but yeah, we'll give it our all.
Can't believe they got, I mean, no offense, but they got your car. That's freaking awesome.
It's insane. Like, it was pretty bad looking when they pulled it out.
If either one of us beats Ken on the power stage, that puts the championship entirely in Brandon's hand for the final round.
You know, the car definitely looks worse for wear, but it's good to go. It's driving straight and feels great, so keep pushing on. It's rally.
Go. 50 max left, 650. Right, 6 opens and tightens, 4 plus long. 95, hug left 4 minus. Hug left 4 minus. 50. Right 4 minus late. And tightens 4 plus. Opens over 245. Long crest going.
3, 2, 1. Go 60, 6 left, 80, 6 right, out over 65, tightens at white, 4 plus.
Opens over 150. Continues past max crest. 120.
Both cars here made it to the midday service as the only one of the day. That was key. We just wanted to take care of the cars this morning, not make any mistakes, get them back here, let the boys have at them, and make them absolutely perfect for this afternoon loop, because that holds the power stage, and the power stage is key to the championship.
We're going to go back, do some homework, compare both of our videos, and try to work together as a team to equally each one of us get the best we possibly can on that stage.
New notes for us. A few of these stages have been run yesterday that we didn't get to run, so it's good to see that we're, you know, relatively on the same pace. Power stage will have to push considerably harder, but just checking the notes, making sure we don't make any dumb mistakes. So we're not competing against each other right now. So if I got some places where I know you can be quicker and he's got some places where he's been quicker, then we can share that data and hopefully have a leg up on Ken.
Stage 15, power stage.
Good luck, spot on.
Go. 30, hug left 4 minus, 30, right 4 plus, very long. Brown 95, right 4 plus, don't. 50.
Come on, baby.
Crest 20, max right 6 minus, 50, left 4 over crest.
3, 2, 1. Go 30, 3 left, pass long. and 5 right, minus long, tighten the post, long flat crest, right over 95, loose braking just before small crest, and 3 left, plus very long, opens past junction, 150, left over flat crest, 400 through dip, flat left over lighter right and crest, and flat right, remember, 155, big brake just before V-tree, right over caution crest, 3 left, keeps tightening 2, narrows, okay, keep pushing mate, right over 100, 100, flat right over crest, 70 over finish, keep going, 5 right plus, 100 over braking crest, okay that's you, 4 left here.
I tried, wasn't bad.
Nope.
And power stage meant a lot for Subaru Motorsports' chances for Semenuk's chance at the championship. And I mean, Ree and I aren't out of this mathematically, but we need 2 DNFs from those guys and win in the final. So not looking great, but we nailed it. Ree nailed it. I nailed it. We had it memorized, had it dialed in. Semenuk said he had the stage of his life, and we lost over a half second a mile to Ken.
We were flat out in there. I don't know what else we could have done. Travis and I felt like we did everything we could to win that stage, and Brandon and us come exactly a draw, so it was pretty crazy, to be honest. So obviously LSPR is going to be nuts when you think about the championship. So it's coming down to the last round, and we'll see what happens.
Power stage has really been a wild card this year, and it's factored into the championship in a big way.
We did what we could last night to get that car back together to give Brandon that shot at the power stage.
The fact that Brandon was able to come back on day 2 at STPR and pick up those 4 critical power stage points, that's significant.
Can't thank the guys enough for getting the car back together and even having the opportunity to get those points. So
those 4 points will make up some of the margin between him and Ken going into LSPR.
Yeah, obviously not the ending to STPR we were looking for, but amazing that we were able to compete again today. The team got the car together. It ran just as good as it always does. It's still feasible to win the championship this year, so we'll go into the last event, push as hard as we can, and you know, anything can happen. I mean, we'll do our homework and we'll throw everything we got at it.
One. All right, delay is over.
Yeah, just like that, and we're partying again.
Yeah, exactly. So we're here just before the time control to enter into this stage where everything is live. So we want to get a couple of words with some of the drivers here. So, yeah, hang with us here as we wait for some of them to...
I think we start right here.
Yeah, we talk to Kevin Schmidt.
What more appropriate vehicle than a 2nd-gen RX-7?
Kevin Schmidt. Buddy, how is the buzzing Mazda RX-7 doing this weekend?
It's doing good. It's fresh motor. It's not quite as powerful as we intended, but Lord had its way and gave us rain and snow, so we're happy.
So that was actually an advantage for you guys?
For us it is. It lowers everyone else's top speed because we don't have any.
So one last stage to go here. Yep. What do you think this one's going to be like?
Well, we just took out an O2 sensor, so it's idling a little funny, so we're just going to try and nurse it, and hopefully we don't get stuck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, it's Kevin Schmidt. Is this Ryan George?
Yes, sir.
We do have Ryan George.
Oh, the world's greatest beard. Mr. Ryan George, how's everything going out there?
Going pretty good. We're just happy to be here at the finish. Start cracking open some beers and have some fun after this.
Hey, whoa, easy, cowboy. The finish is not just past this board, but then through the whole stage, and then at the end, then we finish, then we crack beers.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. I like that better.
Everything been going smooth? I know you made some big changes to this car this season. It's been holding together for you?
Yeah, it's holding up pretty good. We had a slight issue yesterday with a wire, a terminal burnt up, and kind of made our day kind of short.
Hey, same.
But we got it fixed. We're back out here today, and we're having a slight idle issue. That's why I got to hold that like $2,000. But other than that, the car runs great when it's off idle, and I'm driving like a madman.
Yeah, you always are. Give him help, man. We'll see you out there.
Thanks, guys.
Aaron DeMaster, how you doing, bud?
Pretty good.
So this has been quite the eventful rally. How's it been for you guys?
It was all right. Today was a lot better. Yesterday we ran into a stump and bent the control arm and sprung a leak in the cooling system.
Oh wow, what'd you guys do to fix it?
We kind of deleted some stuff and made some hose work that we got from a friend, and it seems to be holding for the most part.
For the most part. That sounds like rally, doesn't it?
Yep.
All right, well, you got one last stage to go. What do you think about this one after doing recce?
We actually didn't even get a chance to recce this one, so we're kind of going in blind.
Well, that should be exciting way to finish.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
Oh.
Yes.
This right here, we call this a real American hero, okay? I'm just saying, I don't know if you guys see what I'm seeing, but I see an
think we need an
AMX.
American flag and a bald eagle on this thing. Woo!
Oh, he just went right past
come
us.
on. Come on.
Tim doesn't even like to party. Oh, at least he laid an 11 for us. That was awesome
He
right
did
there,
give us a
man.
little bit of
No,
love
you
there.
can't get away. Let's walk and talk.
Do you think we can get over there?
Here's the thing about Tim.
Let's see if we can reach.
Tim started Team O'Neill Rally School. One of the most influential and important people in this entire field, because Tim's vision led to essentially the first place in North America that kids like me who were excited about rallying could go and learn how to not kill themselves on their first stage, how to not make a mistake.
We're not going to let you get away that easy.
You know, show up into the sport having no idea what we're doing. And because of that, obviously his legacy sort of lives throughout the field. But I think the most important thing about Tim is this glorious chariot here, that you have managed to make this far into the rally. You beat me by, I don't know, 20 stages. Tim, how's it been for you?
It's taken me a whole year to get this thing to finish. And I haven't finished yet, because I still got to go up there, over there, around there.
Yeah, Ryan was just telling us, we're so excited to be, here at the finish. We can go drink beers. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is not the finish.
No, I'm quite happy. I've been working on a lot of different things on the car, and the oil pressure was the one last problem. But now I still have a couple little things, but it pulls like a freight train. I am so happy. I'm winning the hearts and minds of the spectators, because they just love the noise and the rocks.
I think anybody who's ever spent more than 10 seconds with you, you already won their hearts and minds, but it doesn't hurt having this thing out on the stages. How's it going with Glenn out there?
Oh, he's great. He's excellent. This guy's into it. He wants to make it happen. He's kind of rough on me, though. He can hurt my feelings when he yells at me and tells me what to do, but I'm getting used to it. I like it.
Yeah, you never been scared to have somebody tell you what to do. That's we've always bonded on that. You got to have an adult in the room to keep us from sinking the ship, right?
Yeah, you got to stay humble too. And as soon as you start thinking you're pretty good, you get all bucky. It's just never a good idea. You better off just kind of be humble and keep beating down. And now he says something, I kind of cower a little bit.
That's my man. Well, you've got just a couple miles to go. Give it hell out there, boys.
Thank you so much. Good luck to you.
Well, I can say hi to Dylan Murcott over here. Dylan! Man, this has been one hell of an event, huh?
It's been pretty wild. We chose the wrong tires yesterday, so we put ourselves in a huge gap. We lost probably 4 to 5 minutes yesterday, but we've been crushing it today. The car's been great. Andrew's been great. We're winning that stage so far with the first 8 cars, but that doesn't mean anything, so.
You've been all around this country competing in all the events, and then it comes down to this one. I mean, a tough event. Tell me what it's been like just traveling the country to do all these rallies.
It's been great traveling the country this year. You're going to like this. I think the West Coast rallies were my favorite this year.
Oregon in particular.
I actually think Oregon was probably my favorite, to be honest. We've had terrible luck.
I did not pay him to say that.
We've had terrible luck the last 3 events DNFing, but it's been amazing. Really fun year, and hope we're back next year.
All right, we look forward to seeing you, and one last stage to go.
Can't wait.
Good luck.
Good luck, boys. I feel great, man. I'm just excited to see you guys out here. Still running.
Yeah, well, we have 1 more stage to go. Don't want to jinx anything yet.
We started the season out by having a nice battle together at 100 Acre Wood, and then since then it's just been a battle of who can keep their car together longest and survive to the finish. And we traded the points lead a little bit here and there, and now we're both just hanging out in the back watching other people win the party.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just having everybody else have the fun, and we're just in the back struggling because we can't finish a rally.
Yes and no, but I think that's kind of the magic is like once you lose that, once you know that the championship's out, like, I mean, I can see you right now, you look like you're having more fun than you've had all year.
Today, absolutely having a lot of fun. The car has been spotless all year, or all day, unlike all year. I was not having fun yesterday. Yesterday was a struggle.
Yeah. Well, yesterday was a struggle for a lot of people. Obviously, losing Al was brutal for all of us. I think that put a damper to the nth degree on everything. But to see everybody rebound and to know Al's press on regardless spirit was enormous, and everybody out here sort of celebrating Al's been pretty special. So I'm stoked to see you, man, and I'm glad you're bringing it home.
Hope to see you next year, man.
Yeah, count on it, boys. Cheers.
Inside there, basically going up that ski hill where people are walking.
Wagon life. There's a specific niche of people who are more stoked about this than anything else here because it's wagon life, dude.
Yeah.
How's the weekend been going for you guys?
It's been going good. Going quite fast.
We like that.
No mishaps, but
yeah. Well, you're here again. That's more than I can say, but more than most people can say. Getting through any rally is a big one, but this has been an especially intense one. What was the highlight for you guys? Being here, surviving.
Surviving.
After a couple spins and an off. So.
Couple spins and an off. Yeah, I feel that. There's a lot of people who were really bummed about Wildcat in trouble and Recce saying it was going to be super nasty and brutal. How'd that go for you guys?
Went okay. We went slow.
Yeah.
But look, we got a cracked windscreen.
Yeah.
Our skid plates held on with ratchet
straps and
took it easy on Wildcat, right?
We love to hear it. Well, you guys made it this far.
Yeah.
Proud of you, boys.
Yeah. Thanks.
Finish it strong.
Drive class. We have Nick Allen and Allison LaRosa. You two have been like the field upsetters for this event.
Yeah, I guess so. I think we just came here wanting to run our own rally and go fast and have fun, and it's been paying off.
You know, it's in a tough championship season for you because last time I saw you was Oregon Trail with a broken collarbone.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. I had a mountain bike accident 1 week before the rally, and I think that probably it definitely put a damper on my championship possibilities. So.
But obviously you seem to enjoy these specific roads even though you've never been here before because you've been on it.
Yeah, they're fast and flowy, and some are rough, and I mean, they're technical, and they're just, I don't know, they're a lot of fun, flat out, 5s and 6s, fast over crest, and Allison does a great job of calling the notes, and I have total confidence when she says, blind crest into 6, so we just keep it flat, and it's a lot of fun.
And of course, Allison, you've had your own challenges. You had a root canal before coming here.
Yeah, root canal and then a surprise crown in addition. So I've been slowly tapering off ibuprofen and Tylenol, but it's all right.
It's rally.
It's rally, yeah, make it work.
All right, well, one last stage to go. Good luck.
All right, thank you guys.
Let's get him allowed to queue up a bit. There we go. You can stay here if you want. I think there's time. We got Summit Punjabi here. Summit, how you doing, bud?
Good, awesome. It's been amazing, and glad to have made it till here in one piece.
It's been a challenging one, huh?
Yeah, but it's been a great event. Slippery and sliding all the way. But
did you have any moments yourself?
I'm gonna have to take an inventory once I get back to the hotel room. It's not just one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was scary at times, but the tires were. I would say the tires held up pretty well, so I think that saved us a couple of times.
Well, one last stage to go in front of the fans. You gonna put on a show?
Absolutely, you know me. I mean,
whatever the spectators.
Yeah, I mean, they come here all the way for fun. We come here all the way for fun. So let's all have fun together. So
right,
looking forward to it. Yep.
That's a little note to Summit. Last time I remember seeing him was at STPR, just past the spectator stage on Asif. He slid into a bank right in front of him and DNF'd. So I hope he doesn't do that here.
Well, we've got Lucy blocked. Lucy's shoulder for? You guys doing homework in here? Getting ready for the final stage?
Well, just trying to like not embarrass myself like somewhere on the stage.
I definitely didn't embarrass myself this weekend, so I mean, just saying. Lucy and Michelle, you guys are you're the leading Block legacy right now. The weight of the Block family rests on your shoulders. How's your weekend been?
It's been fun. I mean, it was shitty in the not that great in the dark.
I think we've done worse already. You're fine.
And it was, yeah, that was horrible. But then today's been more fun.
Yeah, this is the first full season that you guys have competed as a family. How's that been for you?
It's been so much fun. It's amazing when you do more than one rally or 2 rallies a year, how much better you get.
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch, I think, for all of us to see Leah find her pace and you as well, and watch, Ken fighting for the championship, and then getting to see you guys together. And obviously not a lot of people get to see that between stages, but as a competitor, it's been fun to watch you guys just, having a ball, and I know it's meant the world to Ken. So one stage to go.
Yep, here we go. We're just going to finish.
Give it all, guys. Good to see you.
You gonna rest it just right there on top of your head?
Yeah, best spot right now, so.
All right, Cam Seeley, man, one of the fastest guys in 2-wheel drive. Man, why is it that you chose to come out to LSPR of all the events?
I love the roads out here. They're awesome. Weather didn't quite cooperate this last couple days, but it was still fun. We got a couple really good stages in. We were having trouble keeping the power on the ground, but like I said, it's a great rally. I love the stages. Great area, great people. It's fun coming up here visiting the UP.
Use a little bit of vacation as well?
Oh yeah, of course.
Love it. So one stage to go after a real challenging round. You made it to the end. What are you going to do on this one? You going to show off for the fans?
Well, of course, that's what I have to do. I mean, I'm here. You can only win on the stupid specials. You can't lose anything. So it's all out, right?
I'm totally with you on that, man. Do it for the fans.
Of course, always. Thanks, Mike. Good luck. Thank you.
So before we leave, I think this weekend has been a celebration of our friend Al, and I think AJ, your co-driver here, has easily my favorite, if not the best line possible by which to remember Al, which is, AJ, your last conversation with Al was the night before the rally, and he invited you out to come to the pre-rally party, and what did he tell you?
I told him I had to get ready for the event. We had lots of video review and stage note review to do. And I could tell with the flat voice that he said, you know what, AJ, you were the worst Finn ever for not coming out to party before the event. And I was like, you know what, Al, I'll see you later. And unfortunately, I didn't. So, yeah, no, it's a good memory for sure. With all the heavy-heartedness, it's really a good thing to remember him by for sure.
There's a few people like you who had really awesome relationships with Al like that, and his legacy will live on forever. But from a guy like Al, that's the equivalent of I love you, man. We all get misty even just trying to talk about it with Al, but yeah, it's a pretty awesome memory, and I thought that was a pretty awesome one from AJ.
Well, it turns out your microphone is apparently dying, so we're gonna have to get that fixed. I know. But we've got, of course, Leah Block here and Matt James. They were working on their car, so I don't think I want to interrupt them because it might be everything they can to keep that car going. Yeah. Yeah. All right, tell us what's going on. You're revving it quite a bit.
Yeah, we've got something going on with the intake with the throttle positioning valve thing. So when it starts, you need some gas. So it's not, something to fix when I get home. Other than that, we're having fun. We're last stage, we made it, so that's what counts. And hopefully, we'll see how that results go. So,
all right, good luck.
Thank you.
I can make you interview people while I go get this.
Oh, this is so exciting. All right, well, gentlemen, we're here with number 218. Boys, how's it going out there?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Would do again?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay, but does your co-driver agree?
Oh, yeah, we're doing it again.
I don't know. Are you paying him for that? What's really been happening in here? How many rocks have you hit?
Every single one. Every
single one. I don't think that's possible because when I did recce, there's about 42 billion of them.
I know, and I've been swerving for every single one. Or I swerve away, but I hit the rocks. So.
It happens. You're into the final stage. We were just discussing your front left tire's got a nice big bubble in it. What's your strategy here?
His strategy is send it. Mine is take it nice and easy. We got a nice lead to put us in 3rd overall for the NA class, so we plan to keep that.
I'll let you guys get to it. Good to see you, boys.
Thanks.
Good luck. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. A little tired, really sore. A lot of transit today, so the hips are feeling it. But
Yeah, I feel you. I woke up today and was also a bit sore, but for
I would imagine. Yeah, you'll get that when you find the trees and such.
You know what? The trees found me, really. It was just meant to be, I think, the warm embrace, warmer than I'd like. But you guys made it further than I did, and you're coming into the last stage. How's the rally been for you?
It's not too bad. I think we're sitting 3rd right now in class, so we're pretty happy with that.
Well, good. We're finding good pace.
Yeah, good pace overall. Pretty happy for considering conditions. I mean,
yeah,
not bad.
the conditions have been incredible. What's what was the highlight of the weekend for you guys?
Probably Mensch Creek. That was real fun. Last year we had different transmissions. We got a lot more power this year. Could actually drift through everything, slide it out. It felt real good. So that felt like real rally. So.
Awesome. Well, speaking of real rally, it's not over until it's over. So you got one more time control up there.
We got a rough one ahead here. Well.
Nah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I believe in you. Get hell, boys.
Awesome. Thank you.
My favorite thing as you go down the field is seeing where you've got people who, this is their life on the line. This is the most intense thing ever. This is a super serious thing. You got people who are just having the most fun of their lives. Obviously, everybody's having the time of their lives, but it's hard not to be emotionally invested. Every single person here. It's easy to look at the top teams, top 10 guys, and you can see the budget. You know how much time and energy and money they're spending. But then you come to these guys and you realize how much heart and soul and time and money and energy goes into getting every one of these cars to an event. I know how much effort it takes from my own experience, but everybody's life is different. Everybody's got a day job. They're all going through hell and high water to get here. I just, obviously I'm biased here because it's a Hawkeye Subaru with yellow headlights, but yeah, it's a ton of fun talking to all these guys. So who's next?
This is Colin Schultz from Rally.Build.
How's it going?
Colin, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, absolute blast. It's been exhausting, but it's such a relief getting all the way over here, so.
Well, let's see here. You and your partner in crime, we had a little bit of a competition.
Yeah.
You're a novice. You're gonna beat him.
Yeah. And we played who could hit the tree the hardest, and he beat me at that, but we'll beat him to the finish line, so it's okay.
Now, if I was looking at stuff, your results are looking pretty good. Are you going to maybe make the podium?
Yeah, I believe as long as we get through this, we'll finish 3rd, so that's pretty cool.
I'd say so. A novice getting on the podium. How about that? Good job.
Thank you very much.
One stage to go, though. Don't mess
One
it up.
stage. We won't. We'll not try to show off too much.
All right, good luck. Thank you. That was Gabe Jacobson, who is his partner with Rally.Build.
So in the back of the car, for Al, we never quit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Everybody's doing it for Al
this
weekend.
Forward.
Yeah, we'll walk back up to the time control.
Or a little closer anyway. Roberto!
Oh, we're going to have a word with that gentleman here.
So I'm going to get a little bit of a primer here real quick. If you're wondering why we haven't seen the leaders yet, normally these rallies are done, fastest to slowest. But for this special set of stages at the very end, they did it for the 11th car through the finish, through the end of the order, our normal order, and then they reversed it for the top 10. So if you've ever watched WRC and they do their kind of final stage, they did the reverse of the top 10. It's kind of like that, but we're doing that at the back of the field. So we'll see Travis and Brandon Semenuk at the very end. of this group. So just wanted to let you know. So if you're wondering where they're at, that's where we haven't seen them yet.
I'm here with one of my favorite vehicles and two of my favorite people in the world, except for that, Reto, we're cool, but I did steal your co-driver before this event.
Yes, and that is kind of like stealing a girlfriend, or maybe even worse. Just don't let my wife hear that, but yeah.
Uh-oh, it's live.
Oh, shoot. But yeah, that was not a good move, Dave, especially because you didn't use it for very long.
I know, and I put him in the woods and made him do some forestry work, but you didn't, you recovered very well. You got Bryce in the car. How's it been with you guys this weekend?
It's been good. We've been very conservative, trying to make sure we made it to the finish. It's been a very tough weekend, and we wanted to make sure that we made it at the end, press on regardless, and we'll secure that championship.
Well, you guys are on good form. You're driving smart. You're not over sending it into the woods. Bryce, how's it been for you, buddy?
It's been a very challenging rally for me personally. And I just want to thank Roberto for encouraging me so much. He's been really awesome. This one's for you, number 50.
This is for Al.
We love you, buddy. I know everybody in the field is feeling it. We've all been going through every bit of it. But Bryce, I know you were super close with Al, and we've been thinking about you a lot this weekend. And I'm proud of you guys. You survived a really hard event, and even beyond the event, this is a pretty unprecedented challenge that we're all going through. And it's a reminder we all love each other, and we're stoked to see you guys out here. So one last stage.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
They probably got it going. See here, no. We got time to talk to him or not? No. Yeah. Greg, they don't have any time left. We noticed that they're getting really close to their minute. So maybe we'll start with this one. There's Vivian. Let's talk to Vivian.
Yeah.
Come on, Vivian.
We'll just start taking a nice little hike. It's a good chance to talk about, it's.
So you recce'd this stage, right?
Yeah, it's a quick jaunt around the mountain here. This is a ski resort / mountain bike park / right now just beautiful fall foliage. But it's not a very long stage, but it's really challenging. You start on, obviously we're on an actual gravel road right now. You go up through the start, you twist and turn around the backside of a building, and then you're on like a snowcat trail basically. It's like a service road. You zigzag around, and then all of a sudden there's no road, and you're just in a giant pile of muddy rocks off camber, sort of slightly sliding down the hill. And again, it's one thing to watch Brandon, Travis, and Ken come through here in those top cars, but these guys have so much work to get through the stage. You cannot possibly stress that this is all about finishing for these guys with one stage to go.
Yeah, that last little bit, I drove it just in the rental car, and it was sketch.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Vivian, how are you, man?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, doing great. I'm excited to see you in the Honda. How you liking it?
I've actually been loving it. We've had a great weekend until we had some mechanical issues today. That was a bummer because we've been having a great weekend. Our notes have been great, been driving good. We had some good times, and then it stopped working. But Michael here's very clever. He figured out what it was, but by that time we'd lost way too much time to recover,
Yeah, now it's just in it to finish now, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. I had a little gardening excursion on the first stage today. Actually, right after the finish, I saw the red mist when I saw the finish flag, and he called our right 4 Titans minus, and I didn't hear the Titans. All I saw was the finish line. So anyway, I had my gardening excursion, and then we had our mechanicals, and now we're just going to bring her home clean, hopefully, that's it.
Yeah, we believe in you. I started rallying in a Honda myself almost 20 years ago, so there's a lot of love out in the world for these little EG Civic hatchbacks, and obviously everybody's been excited watching you. Is this your first full season of rallying?
Yeah, I was here last year, so this is my first repeat rally. I did Oregon last October, November, whenever it was, and then Snowdrift and 100 Acre. Then I had to go on tour.
Got to pay those bills.
I've had a few rallies. I've had a few rollovers. I'm kind of learning.
You're a real rally driver now. Hey, one stage to go, buddy.
Thank you.
Give it everything. Cheers.
We're going to move down here to...
We talk a lot about
Cadwell.
legends.
Mike, you got a 1 Series BMW. We see a lot of BMW M3s, but not a 1 Series.
Yeah, it was a pain to build, but it's fun. It's very fun.
So some very challenging stages out there. How was it with this car specifically? Because like I said, it's a very unique build.
This is a handful to drive. It's over 400 horse, so, and it's just rear wheels.
So this stage has a little bit of a sting in the tail in the very last few turns coming down off the hill. You a little worried about that?
No, not really. Not really. Just gonna take it easy and finish it. That's it.
Well, 1 to go. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, before we had a giant field of Subarus and we had, you know, all the turbo 4-wheel drive cars, we had the Eclipse, the DSM, Diamond Star Motors. They were made under many names, but this is it. This is like the original turbo 4-wheel drive superhero. How's it running?
Like a starving cat.
That's what we like to hear. How's your rally been, man?
It's been fantastic. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Start to finish, have you run this event before?
No, last time I was here was 20 years ago.
Yeah, that was a minute ago.
Yeah. I was young.
Yeah, right? How long have you been in this chassis?
This year, just this year. We started at Snowdrift, we did Southern Ohio, and this is the 3rd race.
That's awesome, man. Well, you've made it to the final stage. I'm not going to hold you too long. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Y'all have a good day.
My favorite BRZ drivers. How you guys doing?
Pretty damn good.
So Santiago, Battle of the Iglesias, how's it been?
I think, well, we had a clean sweep in class this morning with 4 stage wins. And then on the 5th stage today, we caught and passed Roberto. So we are now 2nd in National Limited.
Oh my.
I think I have successfully spoiled the National Cup.
Oh no.
I think they're going to be even on points, and I don't know what's going to happen.
So do we maybe foresee you taking on National more?
Yeah, sure. Now that we got Central Region, totally.
The upsetter, Santiago Iglesias.
Gotta beat Roberto, and I said I was gonna go for it, and we sent it.
Well, man, 1 stage to go though.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So we have the Brazilians here who I think one of my favorite things of the whole week was that we were on stage doing recce, and
Yes.
I'm thinking to myself, why is there a U-Haul van on stage
box
doing
truck. A U-Haul
a
box
full
truck.
yeah, thank you. A U-Haul box truck, a full-on box truck doing recce. And then I see a familiar face. What happened there, boys?
Oh, we're doing some moving, and we heard about the rally and came over.
We passed you on a section of a stage and went, where do those people think they're going? Do they know what's coming up? And then we saw you here doing recce, and we're like, apparently they do.
We knew where we were going.
So did your notes work out from the U-Haul box truck?
That was the only option we had.
Yeah, but notes have been good. You guys have made it this far.
We made it so far, yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, 1 stage to go. We're excited to see you here. Good luck. Cheers.
Good to see you guys.
U-Haul box truck. Gentlemen, how's your weekend been?
Oh, it was off to a little bit of a rough start with everything that went on, but we're pushing through and we're having a blast. This is our second LSPR. We live here in Marquette. We're Marquette locals, so it's a great time. It's good to be back here at the ski hill.
Yeah, we're stoked to see you guys out here representing the local crew, and you've been finding some pace. How's the car feeling for you?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, the car feels all right. I mean, it's pretty low budget, so we got to kind of take it easy in some spots, but we try to push hard where we can, and I mean, hopefully it pays off with a halfway decent finish.
Okay, low budget, full send. Am I right?
Hell yeah, man. Thanks, appreciate it.
Good luck, guys. One stage to go.
Scott Crouch. Right, Scott, how you two doing?
We're doing good. We're here.
You're
We're
here,
at the final
yes.
stage.
That seems to be quite the exclamation
it's been an
today.
adventure from the get-go. But,
How has the
certainly
event
challenging.
been for you overall?
We've had a few mistakes, and that last real stage we impacted a tree and bent the control arm, so it's not steering real well right now, but I think we'll finish.
Is it one of those, this is straight?
That's right, yeah. Yeah. They're never easy, that's for sure, and this one's a challenging rally for sure.
Well, I mean, that's what makes rallying so great, though, right?
Right.
It's never easy.
Never
and
easy.
those circuit guys, they got it too easy for them.
That's funny, we had that conversation in the car about 20 minutes ago.
This is not called NASCAR.
Well, one last stage to go. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate
Keep it straight.
All right.
Well, except in the corners.
Co-drove for me last year and helped me get to the overall podium. We're excited to see him still in a car. Ryan, if you'd been in the car with me this year, it wasn't actually as fun.
Hey, I got a taco for you on this side, though.
You got a taco for me?
Right there.
Yes! Good luck, boys.
Wait,
Scott, of course.
Taco? It's not even Tuesday?
Yeah, I know, right? No, you're good here, buddy. How's your weekend been?
Pretty good. How about you?
You don't want to know. But it's good because I get to hang out with you guys now. But you've made it through. A lot of people were really worried about Wildcat and trouble. How'd it go for you guys?
Yeah, we were kind of dreading it as well, but it was actually a lot better than we thought it was going to be. It was pretty fun.
Good. I mean, they're all fun, technically. It's just sometimes you have to slow down more than you'd like. But you guys made it this far. Any issues so far?
No issues at all. It's good.
Awesome. Well, one stage to go. Good luck, boys.
Good evening, Mr. Putnam. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. We're still here.
That seems to be what everybody's saying.
Car's
it's
still
taken a lot to
shiny
get-
and all that.
Yeah? Well, I know that you were saying earlier that this is your co-driver's first event.
Oh, yeah.
This is my first event. It's been amazing.
I was going to say, quite the learning curve with those conditions?
I've got a great instructor here, but yes, it's been an incredibly steep learning curve, but a lot of fun.
At least the arithmetic is good. He's the finance guy, so.
But overall, how has the event been for you?
Oh, it's been good. I mean, the conditions today were quite a bit better. This will be kind of a thrill, especially when we get to the end. Going down the ski slope is quite. I mean, normally you'd want to peg it, but.
Is that right here okay?
Okay.
Just somewhere where it won't.
Sorry, it's a little distracting. There.
Yeah. We've got KJ over here is our little runner putting in the onboard cameras, so that way we get live stream of onboard of you guys.
Oh wow!
Now you can put on an extra show.
Yeah, that should be fine.
So this will have to remain rated G, I take it.
PG-13. How about that?
Because my specialty is missing gear shifts in front of large numbers of people. Did it last year, anyways.
Shout out to everyone back home at Bloomington Subaru.
Good luck.
Yeah, this has
One
been
last
great.
stage.
So we will see you at the finish.
See you at the finish, Scott.
Have a great one. Thanks, man.
Take care. Thank you, guys.
The others, they're running out of time. We're holding them up.
We're just so chatty.
I know, we're too chatty. They got
happens.
enter on their minute. We don't want to make them get a penalty.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, how often does your co-driver have to yell at you about, come on?
Enough. Oh, we should talk to Mark Rokas.
We gotta talk to Mark. Come on, stop. We gotta talk to Mark.
Man, I almost couldn't see you there, Mark. The camouflage, dude. I was like, man, I just see lights.
No drift. There's no way to find us.
We just sneak past everybody in Snowdrift. We can cut corners, nobody knows.
Woo! You just admitted though, now there's gonna be a whole thing. We're gonna inquiries. Oh, it's gonna be paperwork. Tabitha's gonna have to do some paperwork. Tab, how's the weekend been?
So much fun.
Yeah?
So much fun.
How is it having to wrangle this guy in?
A non-stop effort.
Well, you guys are always a ton of fun to watch, more fun to hang out with and talk to as well. How's the rally been overall though for you?
Really rough in some spots. A lot of it's been really fun. Of course, Mingy Creek is always incredible. But Trouble, the new stages, some of those were like bouncing off the roof. It's like, oh my. But hey, that's the way it goes.
Hey, that's rally, as they say, right, bud?
Right, easy with the hard, right?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I resemble that remark. I don't want to talk about it. It's too soon. You got a yellow board, a red board, a little bit of a squiggle, wiggle, zigzag, and then you're back here to drink some beers?
She tells me, and I just do it. I don't know. When she says we're ready to drink, we go drink.
We love to hear it. One stage to go. Good luck, guys.
Good luck, Mark.
Oh, that was the best door closing strap I've seen yet. That dude is not a rookie.
Not a rookie at all.
Well, now we've run out of cars.
We have run out of cars. I think we're getting down to that top 10.
Ooh, the Spicy Boys.
The Spicy Boys.
Is that what we call the top 10 gang now? Spicy
The Spice
Boys?
Boys?
Yeah. Ooh, Spice Boys?
We have
is
the
that
Spice Girls, so why
Yeah.
not the Spice Boys, right?
Fair enough. Is that B-O-I-Z?
Well, but we gotta be
or?
careful though, because Rhiannon's a co-driver girl.
No, you're not wrong. She's not a girl. She's definitely a woman.
She's very much a woman.
Very much a woman. And she's got the results, and the championships to prove it.
Exactly. And I guess Claudia's already gone through, so she was the first of this group as a co-driver.
Ooh, pops and
gonna need to take a bunch
bangs.
back
That's
to,
exciting.
Oregon
You
for a
hear
bunch
you
of
can hear
folks.
the spice of the forest. It's the sounds of rallying on Mount Marquette.
I'm not sure what we do now, to be honest. We go back towards the studio area. I
Yeah,
guess?
we'll go through the gate here. Ooh, we're gonna break in. This is exciting. You are seeing live Mike Shaw breaking and entering into the Marquette Mountain Resort. This is a first. Oh, he's gonna get a bungee to the eyeball. You're gonna see it here live, guys. It's gonna be a bungee to the eyeball. Whew! Spicy boys. Hang on, let's play. Let's just do this. There you go. There you go. Friend card.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Look at that. Oh, jeez. We're being chastised,
I know,
berated. It's being
Get
allegations
no respect
levied
at
against
all,
us.
I tell you, no respect.
You see the size of this microphone? Some people's children, I tell you. Now, this chairlift was actually built in 1963, but I have no idea. These are made-up statistics. Look at that. Look at all these lovely people that we just spoke to who have now finished the rally. There's no greater sense of satisfaction than to park right there in Parc Ferme and hope that nobody protests you.
That's the thing. A lot of people don't realize just how complicated the scoring is.
I don't understand it.
I just figure.
Yeah, I just figure if I drive the fastest, I should win, right?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and the folks in scoring are working really hard. As soon as they get those time cards, they got to check them out because guess what? Your co-driver does a math error, and
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad time.
you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of old-fashioned methods used in stage rally.
There's
Not doing-
PEMDAS.
That's right, there is PEMDAS.
You gotta excuse your dear Aunt Sally. You get nowhere unless you carry the one.
For sure. So obviously they get in here. This is what's called Parc Ferme. Now ferme meaning that you're not allowed to.
I don't speak that. I just know don't touch stuff.
That's essentially it, basically. Parc Ferme versus a Parc Expose and things like that. Parc Ferme, the cars are locked down. You can't touch them, basically, is what it means. And so if they need to do a tech inspection to see if you violated some rule or something like that, somebody does a protest, it's where you can, after you get your time cards, if you see your times, you can do inquiries.
Yeah,
and all that stuff, but the cars are just locked down. They can't leave. You can't put them on your trailer and leave early.
Yeah.
They're firm made.
Parc Ferme is also referred to as impound, which is essentially, you park your car in there, it's impounded, you don't touch anything until the stewards review everything's final. They make sure they don't need to go through your car with a fine-tooth comb and figure out where you were cheating, and then you load it on the trailer. It goes home, sits in the garage for 3 months until the next rally, and then you touch it 2 weeks before you leave.
2
Something
weeks before
like
you
that.
leave. Yeah.
Maybe a week, but depends on who you're talking to.
So you touch it, or your mechanic?
Oh, I
right?
did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
for a long time, and people were like, "Why have you been rallying for so long?" And I'm like, "Because I won't do it if I have to work on it. It's not that fun." But that's what. But honestly, like that's what's so fun is like, you do have guys in the top 10, a lot of whom obviously are competing in teams where you've got crew, you've got mechanics, they've got cars, they fly in, the car's sitting there ready to go, and it's shiny. I first met Travis Pastrana at Pikes Peak, the Pikes Peak Hill Climb in 2005. I was there buying tires from John Buffum, who was basically babysitting Travis. And he's sitting on the curb eating Cheetos, and I was just like, oh, there's a guy, he's a rally guy. I don't know who he is. So I was like, hey, what's up, man? He gets up, he's like, oh, hey, man, what's going on? Hey, how are you? And I was like, oh, wait, weird energy, man, but okay, cool. And we chat for a minute, and I was like, hey, how's the car? And he's like, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. And I was like, that was a weird answer. But it's because, obviously, guys in that position, they fly in, the car's ready.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys love wrenching on their own car. And obviously, there's still arrive and drive guys in the mix, meaning guys who rent the seat or they pay someone to prepare it. But these guys, so many of them, that's the highlight of their life is you come home from work, you go out in the garage with a beer, and you build your rally car.
Yeah, and that's what makes the Grassroots so great about this sport. And with our rule set that we have, you can build so many different types and so many different classes. And that's why you just see such a variety of different ones. You were talking earlier about the old Diamond Motorsport stuff, all the way to the Subarus that we see, a lot of NA four-wheel drive cars and naturally aspirated ones, turbo cars, Fords, Volvos, as we're seeing coming down now.
The real hero,
the
Adam
old
Brock.
bricks.
Yeah. So Adam in that Volvo there, one of the most awesome people in this championship. That dude travels around in a Sprinter van, and he builds roll cages all over the country. So you need a roll cage for your rally car, you call Adam. He rolls in with his dog, his van. He's got a bender, notcher, all that, and he just builds your roll cage in your car, in your own garage. And he's done it all over the country.
I mean, when you've got a skill like that, might as well, bring it to the people, I guess.
100%. And one of the things Adam and I connected on, I think a lot of people who are wanting to get involved in rallying, there's a common sort of conversation, which is, do you just buy a used rally car that was already built by somebody like Adam, or do you build your own rally car? The advantages and disadvantages often come with, what are you into? What do you like doing? Are you a builder? Are you a tinkerer? Are you going to really enjoy and love the process? A lot of people think they are, and then they get in the garage and they spend about an hour and they're like, oh, this is terrible. Or they love it, and they they get stoked about it. But
you start putting this stuff back together, and then the parts that are missing. Wait, why is there a couple
car's
extra
done. Here's your
seals
leftover
and
bolts.
over here?
Exactly.
I think they're supposed to go in there.
Yeah, potato, tomato, close enough. But it's a conversation I've had with some kids. Every rally I'll get somebody who says, oh, that's
celebratory beeps.
But you get people who say, hey, I'm super excited. I'm building a rally car, and then you say, what are you building? And they tell you, the piece of advice I like to give new rally drivers or people who want to build a car is, the car that you own is not necessarily the car you want to build as a rally car. If you look around, you'll notice there's a lot of common themes, because the Fiestas, the Subarus, those all have easy parts you can buy off the shelf.
Yeah.
So if you're at home and you're saying, oh, this looks so cool, I want to get involved, several ways you can do that. One, volunteer. There's events all over the country that could use your help. There is hundreds of people in the background running the radios, running the controls at the stages, who would love to show you the ropes and get you involved in rallying. Two, go see a rally school. But most importantly, just come out and be a part of it.
All right, well, it looks like we've got the top 10 competitors are getting ready to start coming through. So, yes, the hot ones are going to be coming through here real
spicy
soon.
boys.
The spicy boys. And so I think we're going to cut for a little bit. We'll let you watch some of the onboards and drone shots and whatnot while we get ready for them to come through the stage. All right, well, we're taking just a little bit of break because we're waiting for the top cars, which can be in reverse order. We got a few more cars still coming through the stage as well. This is the cars in the Parc Ferme. We've got a couple of competitors that have already come out on top in their class, so we're going to try and get a little chat with them as we wait for the top guys to come through. So we'll be back in just a second.
Good now.
Well, one thing that I noticed is, it's fading into darkness here because of the delays.
Yep.
And this is like the time of day where they always say, it's really risky, looking out for deer.
Yeah.
It's harder
Absolutely.
to see, in general when it turns to dusk. As a driver competing, is it that same problem?
Yeah, the biggest struggle that you have coming into a stage like this is when you left service, it's almost impossible to predict this kind of a delay this late. So you have to gamble. Okay, we're supposed to finish with this much margin to dark. Okay, if we're behind 10 minutes, then we might need whatever. This is a decent enough delay, though, that a lot of these guys are not going to have headlights, especially the top 10. Again, they're used to being first on the road, so this wouldn't have affected them. Now they're the back of the pack. A lot of everybody coming through, I should say, with just their headlights on.
So regular headlights, no light pods, and that must be a big difference when you're in this dusty condition.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the headlights on some of these cars are a complete afterthought because nobody cares how well the headlights work because they've got their light pods. So some of them, it's like turning on a D battery flashlight that you got from Walmart
Yeah, right,
on the
one
front
of
of your
those
car.
things,
Yeah, it's a candle with a mirror behind it. So compared to like when your light bar's on. So yeah, it's a pretty severe disadvantage. So we'll see. It might have some effect on the top 10.
Well, the top 10, they're lining up now, so it's going to be just a little bit, but shouldn't be long. We'll be able to see them live on this short stage. We were talking about this stage earlier and just how technical it can be coming down that back side of it. It's dried up quite a bit, but you also have the challenge that now you've had 50 other cars go through.
Yeah, I mean, it was so wet during recce that I think that you probably already saw a decent amount of stage degradation just with the, what did we have, 60 plus cars, 2 passes each. You got hundreds of wheels going over that and, ruddy and muddy and nasty. And now these guys have, like you said, run another 40, 50 cars through that. Sure, the conditions might have improved, but it's gross on the best of days on the backside of that mountain.
So it's not going to really get any worse because it was already bad.
Sure, yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
I know there's also some ruts just from the rain itself that it created and kind of some washouts, but some of those, maybe with the first cars going through, will kind of get some of that water out of there and actually make it better.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Look, it's a short stage, and you don't ever want to count any stage out. You don't ever want to say, oh, this is an easy one. We'll just, survive. Like, it is still a stage. It's still competition. You can't win it, but you can definitely lose it. And I think that's the biggest thing with this stage. You have to be mindful of, you get through this first section, you come around the back of the mountain, you hit that off camber, the rocky bits. Like you said, there's a lot of water coming through there. It may have changed since recce. Just go easy. Don't be a superhero.
Well, one other thing is, as the cars are in Parc Ferme, I was trying to talk to some of the drivers. The limited two-wheel driver we were talking about, those so close for the championship. And Santiago thinks he has maybe upset that championship.
That's
we
amazing.
don't quite know yet because we don't know, I guess, Alex Ramos' score. His time hasn't come in yet.
Sure.
And so they're like refreshing, the rally safe stuff. Come on, show me a time, show me a time. So we still don't know who won the limited two-wheel drive championship. I mean, and I think it's similar is true for the L4 wheel drive.
Yeah, you can't come down to the wire more than it's literally over and we still don't know who won because it's that tight.
It's that tight. And so that's what it is still for some of these competitors into this last stage. We could see the Passport winning LN4, or we could end up seeing Mark Pietkowski getting the crown a second time.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark came into the season planning on running, a couple of events, kind of a half season. He had the overall win at Snowdrift after Semenuk's gearbox failure. And then he's just been consistent. That's the thing about championships. You can show up and you can drive for wins, or you can drive for winning a championship. And it's two different things completely.
Well, and you still have to be fast, though.
You do. You have to be fast, but it's a very different kind of fast. There's stage wins, and there's trying to fight and be overall, and there's being really smart and not taking risks, knowing that the long game is more important in a championship. And for Mark, it was kind of neither. He just said, look, I just had a lot of fun rallying, and I wanted to come back, won the championship last year, get some events in, go fast. He's always fast. He's always consistent. He rarely puts a foot wrong. And the same thing goes for the guys in the Passport. It's easy to look at the Passport and say, they just waited and inherited. Absolutely not. Those guys are trading times with Hooper in the Lexus, which we know is a fast, competitive two-wheel drive car, and those dudes are on 30-plus inch mud terrain tires in a full-size family SUV. It is incredible, and they deserve every bit of this championship this year if they can pull it off. But we don't know yet.
We don't know yet, and the other thing is that one of the things that we've noticed as the competition and the amount of people coming into the stage rally has increased, that there's been so many limited entries. Some people are like, well, I'll enter as national so I can get in or whatever. I mean, because there's only so many people they can fit. And you end up then having potentially that upsetter, like we're looking at with Santiago.
Yeah.
A regional guy entered as national. In this case, very intentional. It wasn't because he just wanted to try and fit a slot or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that, you can have this person like, I want to see how I match up to these top guys, and then it affects the championship.
Yeah, and I think, again, it's something we haven't really discussed this weekend, but one of the things that's so special about rallying is in sports car racing, road racing, and other forms of racing, you work your way up through a really clear licensing program. You go from this series to this series to this series. Rallying is amazing because there's guys here who this is one of their first events ever, if not their first event, and they're on the stages with Travis Pastrana, with Semenuk, with Block.
Right.
They're competing right there. So
all at the same time. It's not like, oh yeah, you're the cars that get to go around the track at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Before even any fans show up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No.
And then by the time that or you get to run after the top cars run, and everybody's left.
Yeah,
Right?
and
so these guys get to be right in it with the thick of the top guys and everything.
Yeah.
And actually get to learn something from them.
Oh, hugely. And, any good racing driver has tons of excuses. Oh, well, it was rutted by the time I got there. Oh, well, their car this. Oh, the conditions were this. But you do still get to have a pretty close to apples comparison of, hey, how did I look on that stage versus the fastest guys in the world? Here's my onboard from my GoPro. Here's the onboard from Travis's car. That's super cool.
And of course, can maybe see those brake marks that you were talking about last
Yes,
time.
you can. You need to use them, though, and you have to turn the car, it turns out.
Turning is important.
Yeah,
It's important.
Yeah, turning, braking, all of it.
Well, again, we're just waiting a little bit here for those top cars to come through. I'm hearing some pops and bangs in the distance.
That's a good sign.
We should be seeing something very soon here, I
Yeah,
think.
pops and bangs equal spicy. I think we're well into the top 10 now, which means we should start seeing some spicy cars come through. This looks like one right
nope,
here.
it's the one after this. I think the first one just started.
Well, it's still spicy.
It is spicy looking. Oh, no.
Whoop! Oh, that's Donahoe.
It is Donahue. So Donahue is at the finish. He is one of the top 10.
Gary. Well, he went past us.
He did go
tried
past
to take
us.
my knees out. He does that. It's just
Does
how he
do
is.
that?
He do that. Yep. He's had an eventful weekend.
Where
for
are they
sure.
stacking those top cars?
Oh,
Looks
we're
like
gonna
they're
follow
moving
him.
to a different spot now all of a sudden. Oh, they're supposed to go here and you missed him, huh?
I always miss Gary when I'm not with him. He's just that kind of guy.
We'll have to catch Gary. Get him to walk back over this way. That was a coordination error.
Yeah, well, it's our first rodeo. What, do
It
you
is.
expect perfection? Gee, you've come to the wrong place. This is the ad-lib winging it special.
That's what you do with rally.
It is 100% what you do.
It's about improvising. You do it out, fixing the car.
Yeah, this is the zip ties and duct tape of production.
Exactly.
We're just ready to send it. Some pop rivets, maybe.
I think we have Mark Piatkowski. Is that it?
No,
Who is that?
not
no,
quite.
No. Is it Dylan Gondike? I can't. It's dark. Sorry, folks.
It is. It's Gondike.
It is Gondike.
And Sarah.
There we go.
Oops. Hang on, Dylan.
Oh, look at this. Look at
We
this.
made
Come
it.
around to this side.
We made it.
That was a hard weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of love going around for our buddy.
Yeah, so you check out our driver's side rear. We snapped a strut housing.
Yeah.
And transited here. We took a 10-minute penalty to save 6 miles to get here because Al wanted
I
us to
understand.
finish. So
You guys did it.
We were top 10. We got there. Took that 10-minute penalty for Al.
Last stage selfie time.
That's for sure.
Doing it for Al.
Yeah, doing it for Al. We need to let them. You should have seen the tire on the other side. We'll look at it later. But they got to get parked first.
Yeah.
We'll talk when they get out of the
Yeah.
cars. That's the plan. So let's get
It's
them
just too
parked.
much. Sarah was right in the middle of it there.
She was. Wait, no,
This
one of
is
the top
a,
cars. Park over here.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at
that
that,
is
wheel.
stanced.
Look at that wheel.
That is stanced. So they
unintentional stancing.
They took a 10-minute penalty. They said skip the last stage just so that they could get in here.
Okay, thank you.
And have finished for Al.
Hello,
Hey, boys.
Woo!
The,
Make it pretty for us.
The instinct to come grab these guys is too strong. They're all so excited coming right off the stage and wanting to talk about their rally. There are a few feelings on planet Earth that are more intense than finishing a rally, and I know for honestly, everybody here, regardless of their relationship with Al, Yeah, emotions are running high for everybody, especially when a rally runs late. You run into the dark, it's cold, you just want to be done, and you finally cross the line.
All right, they're starting to get him parked now.
Look at this.
Oh, look at that. Look at
Look
the
at the
car.
emotions in there.
This sounds like a couple of potential champions, the way you guys are celebrating there.
I think the math is in your favor, my friend.
Oh, man. I'm speechless right now. We're so excited. Today was awesome. The stages were great. And to cap it off here in front of all the fans is, I mean, I don't know what to say. I had such a blast.
Yeah, I mean, the car, the reliability,
I gotta
yeah,
get
right?
I'm so proud of you, man.
Oh, man. You guys
That was
always
awesome.
bring it. It's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know much what else to say other than, like, we've worked all season to stay consistent and to build our pace. And we've really leaned into it, especially in the last couple events. And, you know, hard work paid off.
The results show.
Yeah, well, it takes more than one. It takes more than one. This is a team sport.
Absolutely.
We got Jay Sharps here.
I'm so proud
Jay,
of our team
buddy.
right now. Oh, man. Speechless, too. I don't even know what to say. The stages were awesome. Chris drove his butt off, and just very proud to be here, to be in the talks with, you know, Texas Dave and all the other great competitors in our class. Just wonderful. Wonderful.
You're pretty elated. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we've been working so hard this season to get here. Our goal was to just be on the podium, and we came out on top. So we can't talk more about the reliability of a Honda. Man, great.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
guys.
Mike.
Good job, boys.
This is awesome. Good job, boys. Ivo Dragunov. There he is. Good to see you, man.
Thank you. Good to see you at the end as well. I didn't think we would survive this one.
Yeah, tell us about how this rally's been for you, man.
It's been busy trying to survive, trying to stay on the road and keep it together, you know, especially this last stage caught me off guard a little bit. I know it was rough, but the size of the ruts were enormous, so I'm glad that I finished.
Now, if I remember correctly, you were at the top of the regionals. Did you end up winning regional?
I believe so, but I haven't seen the official results, so maybe.
Crossing fingers.
Yes, fingers crossed. Yep.
Well, what a good drive, especially in these conditions. You got to be just so happy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We love that we're able to finish and keep the car together in one piece. Some of those rocks were ridiculous today, so we had to dodge our way through them. But we'll thank Travis Pastrana for digging them out for us.
Well, you got to do it to him on this stage.
I know, we kind of did, so payback.
Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate you.
That's Ivo Dragunov. We're going to see if we can talk to Mark here. He's getting out of the car.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly. Not with that jumping up and down spirit we saw from Chris in the passport, but man, what a tough event.
Yeah, it was a tough event.
You had to have a lot go your way to win this one.
Yeah, it was a mathematical chance, and actually it started to look more and more likely. But Tim and Ivo did a great job. We got second not by lack of effort. We really pushed on the power stage. Tim beat us on the power stage by a couple of seconds, and that was ultimately what decided the championship. So, like I said, not for lack of effort. I'm happy I went here. Car is a champ, and we'll be back for more.
All right, well, we'll see you again soon.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, we're going to go to an onboard with Brandon Semenuk. With this fabulous new network we've got here, we're going to have Brandon on the start line doing the entire stage. He's your new 2022 ARA champion as soon as he crosses that last time control. But we want to go on board with them, see him and Keaton Williams come across that finish. So here they are on board right now. Brandon's finished the stage. He's getting out by here now.
Exciting moment. We've been like not saying it all day.
I know, right? It's like, don't do it, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Don't do it, Dave.
Too soon,
I know,
bro.
man. I know. So bad. So bad.
No, honestly, you know, if I had the day that he's had, I would be as excited as he's going to be, and everybody is here for him. I mean, this has been an incredible display from him all season. The maturity, I mean, just showing he has pushed this team so far. He has leveled up so far. Unbelievable to stand here today.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, it's just proof that he's been putting in the work, not just this year or the past couple of seasons, but he's been putting in the work for 7-8 years to get to this point. And this has always been his hope and his goal is to be at this level.
You know, and he's just been consistently building up on that. He's been changing his notes, you know, learning how the different drives out, getting into this car, which is a little bit different than maybe some of the others he's driven, especially with the power and, you know, and how it handles. And yeah, just a couple of seasons, champion.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like we said earlier, like what's so special about this season is Ken and Hoonigan brought the Hyundai World Rally car here, and basically told Subaru, if you want to play ball, you need to up your game. And they did. These guys all season long have been pushing the level of that car that they've been developing for a long time to new heights, and we watched that gap close. And again, Brandon's been tidy, smooth, consistent. He's been smart, and he has driven like a champion.
He has driven 100% like a champion. You know, there's been mistakes along the way. That's part of the growth process. But you know, you don't know where that limit is until you cross it.
Absolutely, a few times sometimes. But you know, I think for Brandon, it's he's taken the risks where he had to take the risks, where he really felt like he had to push. And again, like that's rally, as we say 400,000 times a day at every event, right?
Exactly.
But it's true. It is. That's part of the sport, is finding the limit, pushing
he's finally on his way. They must have stopped and partied outside the car for a little bit there. I don't know.
I think they had their private moment before we were all
right.
here.
There we are. Your new ARA overall champions. She's just trying to help them park. We'll let them get in their spot.
And impressively, the car looking like it did not just do one of the most intense and grueling events in the country. Just kept it tidy all weekend, did what it needed to do, stayed smart. Everybody should be
Look at the
incredibly
emotion
proud
on
of
his
this Subaru
face.
cam.
Look at that emotion.
Find the rest of the team. Yeah, buddy.
Brandon Semenuk, 2022 American Rally Association National Champion. How's that sound?
Sounds awesome. It honestly sounds a bit surreal. I really didn't think I'd be fighting for this position this year. I mean, Travis was on fire last year. Ken's coming in with new car and everything, so it was. We knew it was going to be a tall challenge, but the team stepped up huge, and yeah, everyone went all in. So really happy. Really good drives throughout the season, and some good luck. And Keaton sitting into the co-driver seat definitely elevated. The pace I could bring to this championship. So yeah, just thanks to the team and Keaton and literally everyone involved. This is very much not me. This is all their hard work. So and just to have a great car through the season.
You've been building for this, though. We've seen you steadily progress, and this is just all that hard work coming to fruition, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, always trying to learn, always trying to progress. The speed, it grew over the last 2-3 years there. So being able to fight, but it went from being able to fight to being able to fight for the championship in a really short amount of time. So really proud of that.
Well, there's one of many to come, I'm sure.
Hopefully, we'll see. We'll keep pushing.
Congratulations.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, let's get over to Keaton over here. Let's talk to the co-driver. We'll let Texas Dave here take this.
Keaton, rookie season. What was the magic sauce? Clearly, that you had to have played a part in this. I think you're supposed to listen to the co-driver, do what they say, keep it on the road, and then, just a casual championship.
Yeah, it must be a bit of British blood. I'm not sure. But,
That must be it.
Yeah, I don't know. Unreal, just from the start of the year, we knew we were going to be on the back foot with Ken. So, but the boys gave it everything, pushing 110% every stage, every mile. And it even come down to the last round. At one point, where Ken was getting away from us, we thought, this is it. This is all we can do. And then, yeah, the inevitable happened. So, just unbelievable. Such a pride moment for all of the team, for Brandon, for Travis and Ree for being such a good teammates. It's just been phenomenal, unreal.
It's been amazing to watch all season, not just you guys in the car, the team as a whole. We've talked a lot on the live stream today about the development and how hard you guys had to push as a team, not just as driver and co-driver, but all of Subaru. And I think when you see, I mean, behind us right now, there's 100 guys hugging and high-fiving because it wasn't just the two of you guys. It was all of these guys at Vermont Sports Car and Subaru who pushed really hard. You were there firsthand, got to witness all that. What did you see from the team this year to elevate their game to be at this level?
Just the enthusiasm, the focus, the courage, never to give up. Even when times are against us, we still plucked up. And I know last rally was a perfect example. They worked through the night to get the car back going, and all right, it was a little bit bent, but we were still there to pick up power stage points. And without them, we probably wouldn't be here today in the position we are. So yeah, just the durability and the sheer focus just to get the Subaru on the top step, and here we are.
Well, press on regardless is our favorite phrase, especially here. You guys certainly did that. I was there with you guys. I drove past you at STPR, and I just felt my heart drop and was like, no, that was it. It's a little different now. The emotions look a little different. You got a little color back in your face.
It's up and down all year. Like everyone's had problems. Ken, us, even Travis. So it's been a year of just highs and lows. But at the end of it, it's panned out our way. So yeah.
Congratulations. Well done, buddy.
All right, we're going to try and track down Travis Pastrana over here and his co-driver, Brianna Gelsomino. Let's see if we can find out where they are. Okay, Travis. Oh, there he is. Well, Travis, the championship's over. Obviously, you weren't in the fight for the big title this year, but you've had a very challenging
we led
year.
this championship for a while, man. After coming off a broken back, broken pelvis, did the first round with the tube out of the bladder in a bag. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be running. Brandon crushed it all year. We were a lot of mixed emotions in our vehicle, especially with Alex and Ken. When we saw them off the road, we didn't know exactly how bad it was yesterday, but for Reed to do an amazing job keeping focused.
And you guys almost went off the road in that spot.
We
saw the playback.
almost went straight, almost landed right on where Block's car was. It was diabolical out there last night, but that's why we rally. It's so much fun, so much can happen, and I'm just super proud of Brandon. He's come so far, and he's been rallying for a long time, but when he had the opportunity to jump in the Subaru, he's done amazing. He's I said coming in this year, he was probably the best driver, and he's proved it right now.
You have a lot of championships behind you and whatnot. Do you think he learned some of the ropes from you on that, on how to managing a championship?
No, honestly, Brandon's really good under pressure. He's awesome. He's learned a lot. I mean, honestly, right now he's getting on a private plane and flying straight to his day job. I mean, he just kicked our butts in his hobby, basically. Which is pretty amazing. I'd love to see him go WRC. I'd love to see what Brandon can do in the future. It's not just a mountain biker. He's got guts and courage, but he's calculated and he's well trained. I mean, he does a lot of homework, I guess, I should say.
Well, I think I actually even taught you, now that you got Rhiannon next to you and whatnot, you've been doing a ton of homework.
Yeah, I mean, that's at the end of the day, there's a lot of great drivers out there, and the hardest part is to make sure you don't make any mistakes. If you ever drop 10 seconds on a stage where it used to be, give up 10, 20 seconds here and there, everyone's getting faster, everyone's getting better. And with the GoPros that we have in the vehicles, we're able to do so much homework, so much studying as soon as they release what the roads are going to be. And Brandon's the best at that. So we spend a lot of time, but at the end of the day, it's so much fun. It's amazing. All the fans coming out. It was snowing yesterday, and everyone's riding up on dirt bikes and everything. I love the UP. It's great.
Well, congratulations. Second for this event. Still a good season overall for you and the team. Always working hard, and you bring it.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely. It was a tough year. We had a lot of, when last year when everything seemed to go our way. This year it seemed to go the opposite, but definitely wasn't on pace for most of it, but it was fun, and this is a good challenge. I can't wait for next year.
We look forward to seeing you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's catch up to Rhiannon. Where's Rhiannon at? Rhiannon Gelsomino. Where is she hiding? Well, we can switch over to. Well, we already talked to him. Let's talk to Tom. Well, we got the Black Rifle Club. The Black Rifle Club over here.
You and I started the season saying, I'm going to go for the limited championship. You're like, I'm going to defend my championship.
And then
Here comes this guy who talks funny, and he's the only one who won a championship. Young Tom Williams, you've done a fantastic job all season. Not just your driving, but you've been amazing to watch. Just developing across the board and learning how to speak proper. It's been amazing. How did it go?
Yeah, it's been how to speak American.
Yeah, that's why I said proper.
Proper, okay.
I spent a lot of time in Texas this year with you and you guys, Maryland. So
Maryland,
Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Hey, we spent some time over there with Goodwood with you.
Yeah, like a week.
That's true. We came to your house.
A week versus you came to my house, but a week versus a year in America for me is quite different. So
Yeah,
the
fair
accent's
enough.
going to come in one day, or probably a mullet next year. Maybe.
But if you scale landmass to landmass a week to a month, that's about right.
yeah, yeah, it's like a year over here. A month.
Yeah.
For a month, it's like a year.
It's a metric month.
Metric.
Learned all you need is one American Eagle is worth everything with the foot on the floor.
He gets it. He gets it.
Well, he had 2 American Eagles yesterday, and I had a couple
Yeah.
races ago, but, you know.
I had fire. It was good.
Just for this stage, it was all 5 Eagles.
Good job, man.
But Tom, seriously, you've been on dominant form all year in RC2 in your car. It's been amazing to watch, and you've developed a lot. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, no, this year I couldn't ask for any more. My new partnership with Ross, and of course doing my first full season out in America for me. I did a couple of rounds last year, and I said, okay, I need to be here. The stages are incredible. Every single state has a complete different characteristic, and even up here in Marquette, I've never seen conditions like this, to go from full snow to full like back home GB rain, mud, slick, and then I'm gonna say it, Finland gravel.
Oh, he did it! Oh, he did it! He did. He had to pull the Finland thing. Well, Tom.
Yeah, next year I want to be back.
Okay, well, we'll see you back next year. Thanks, buddy.
All right, we're going to talk over here to Rhiannon Gelsomino, Travis's co-driver. Rhiannon, a little bit tougher season for you guys, but you still pushed it every single event. You made Travis work so darn hard this last 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's been a tougher year this year. Obviously, starting off was missing snowdrift, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, we've still pushed on. You know, we love working together. We work hard. We love the team. So, still been a fantastic year. It's also great battling my husband all year. So, definitely can't complain about what I get to do for my job.
Well, you know, still second overall at this event. One of the probably most challenging rallies that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've done LSPR a few times. I think this is the 3rd or 4th time I've had snow here. So every time I tell people, make sure you bring snow tires, because the likelihood is LSPR will have snow. So we definitely got snow again. It's been cold, and I'm looking forward to getting warm again.
Yeah, well, you don't have to go far. You go back west. We're unseasonably warm, so
Yeah,
it might be nice.
Exactly. Heading to Australia in November, so it'll be warm there.
Oh, there you go. Go back and see the family.
Exactly. So that'll be great.
All right. Well, congratulations on a great finish and still a great season, 3rd overall.
Thank you very much. Podium, I think. Yeah, I think they were doing the podium now, they said.
Are we trying to get over to Podium? Okay.
He's gonna go to the podium.
Okay. We're gonna go do the podium. Didn't get a chance to talk to Ross. Sorry. Ross Whittick is co-driver. Where the heck is the podium? Isn't it over here? There's the podium. I need the printout of what this who's won what.
I just need 3. I just need top 3.
Okay.
That's all I need.
Okay.
So, what do you need with one?
We're just gonna announce a podium.
Yep.
Do we have a broadcast speaker too as well?
Just announce it on that.
podium for the 2022 Lake Superior Performance Rally presented by Cooper Tires. In third place overall, we have Tom Williams and Ross Whittick. In second place overall, we have Travis Pastrana and Rhiannon Gelsomino. And in first overall, and our new ARA champions, we have Brandon Semenuk and Keaton Williams.
Let's go, Brandon. Carl! Carl!
Anyone got an unopened beer?
That takes a disgusting commitment. Organized here. Sorry. Where is Jeremy? Ready for the rest of the day? Yeah, I grabbed him.
It's cool.
We'll take just talk to we can do a podium.
There's a picture of me pissing. All right, we got her. We got her, boss man. Get it. Get it. All right, buddy. All right. There we go. Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. There's Brandon. Brandon, how that long drink taste, brother? All right, man.
Hey, Brandon, actually, sorry, I think I got 2 seconds.
And our winners in the RC2 class, again, Ross Whittick and Tom Williams.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Yeah.
Hey, I think you're supposed to be over there, buddy.
In the LS4 combined class, Tim Witteridge and Ryan Dunham. And in first place, in the combined LN4 class, and I hope I get this pronounced right, Gregor Bugaj and Elizabeth Jabansky. Was I close? Did I get it? All right, we'll be singing Tim Witteridge. Tim!
Guess what? I think he's trying to get a hold of the second place.
Wrong guys. Tim Witteridge is co-driver. Tim Witteridge! Champagne again,
Oh, they spray it inside.
There we go. Finally, Tim and Ryan.
Ready, go!
And Allison LaRosa. In second place, we have Tim O'Neill and Glenn Ray in the Classic AMX. And in first place in two-wheel drive, Michael Hooper and Claudia Barbera. Wait. We don't want any premature.
Nobody's premature. We don't do that.
I'm going to use you as a human shield.
Let's hear it for our two-wheel drive podium. And Glenn still doesn't have his open. Okay. That covers our national podium. We do have regionals coming soon. We'll take a little break while we get that figured out. I can't. What? Yeah, I was gonna get Dave to wrap it up with me. All right, well, that's been one hell of a Lake Superior Performance Rally. We tried a whole bunch of new technologies, got to see live stages.
Incredible.
This has been fantastic, man.
It has been a roller coaster for everybody the entire time. Obviously, even from this side, from the production side, it's been incredible to watch these guys, iron out the kinks as we go. But that's what we do. And we just
I'm
crowned
one of those kinks that needs ironing out.
Oh, buddy.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But it all culminated with crowning a new champion, and we knew either way we were going to have a national champion for the first time. And I spent the whole season with Brandon, and that's the most I've seen that man emote ever. He was
His
on
eyes are so glossy.
cloud
Oh my
nine.
God, it was great. Because he normally is. He's just so stone cold, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we called it when you were like, "Where is he?" and they had stopped out of sight, out of no cameras, no nothing for a while by themselves. I think they were having a moment.
I think they were.
So that was incredible. But that's not just from those guys. All the way through the field, we got to see a bunch of amazing drivers all the way through every class, and all the championships are now decided.
Yeah. Well, one thing about this new technology is we were kind of limited on time. And it's getting late, and unfortunately, we actually have to bring the connection down. So we're not going to be able to do the live stream with the regional podium. That's unfortunate, so we're going to have to close this out. Thank you all for watching, but we'll make sure that we record this and and put it on the podium. We'll do it another way, and make sure that you see the regionals all on the American Rally Association website, or Facebook page, and all that stuff. So it'll be just not this live thing. It'll be just slightly separate.
Yeah, but just because we can't stream it doesn't mean regional competitors still rule.
They do. They're awesome. Most of the competitors are regional.
They are. They're the heart
very
of.
important to us.
They're the heart of the sport. They're the guys who keep the field full and bring all their friends and families from all over the country. And we're excited to see them. And congrats to all of those guys as well as men and women for bringing in very hard-fought championships with cars they built in their garage.
Well, and thank you to all our supporters. Thank you to AT&T Business for bringing this to us and working with DirtFish and Subaru Motorsports and everybody, ARA. Everybody worked so hard. USAC Racing, the head of who's a big partner with ARA, and it's been a fantastic season. Some new things to try, and I can't wait till 2023.
Bright futures, all kinds of exciting stuff happening in 2023, some of which we know about, some of which you and I don't even know about yet. So there'll be some exciting announcements, and here's to an amazing season next year.
Stay tuned for more.